Man, shout out to Beyond Beats and Culture.
Welcome to another episode of Beyond Beats and Culture. I'm your host, the cultural commentator, Chase the Dark Sage, here with my co-host.
T.
And we're back with another episode of Hip Hop Goodness because we are the most consistent hip hop show on the platform. And we also talk about the music over here. And in today's episode, we got a good amount of stuff to talk about. Some new albums that are dropping and that have dropped. 50 Cent having a new 30-year lease agreement in Louisiana. Young Scooter sadly passing tragically recently. Will Smith's newest album based on a true story. YG's newest song, 2004. And we have some discussional topics with what makes a verse the best. Mick Jenkins' points on music reviewers and expectations. Should we just ignore Kanye and his egregious acts online, and some of our thoughts on Drake's Nokia music video. But before we get into it, make sure you hit the subscribe button and like the video if you haven't already, because I know that you saw the show pop up just now. You was like, oh, I gotta run, new BBC episode. Chill out. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. If you haven't already, hit the like button and comment something in the algorithm to help boost us. Comment something in the comment section to help boost us within the algorithm. Jesus. See, I'm getting confused right now. Make sure you do all that to help support the show. Make sure you check out all of our social links. And if you are an up-and-coming artist, you want your project to potentially be shown or reviewed or talked about, make sure you hit that link in the description down below. Just make sure you aren't sensitive. Timestamps will be in the description down below as well in case you want to skip to certain parts of the actual discussion, because we are actually talking about the music and having discussions about this stuff in the hip-hop space and hip-hop culture itself. And daily clips are usually coming up on the channel itself, so make sure you hit the subscribe button, because the actual channel is the hub for everything BBC. But besides all that, how have you been since the last episode?
I've been exhausted, B. I've been really busy at work. Also, house searching. Hopefully, this is the final house and we have it and we got it, packed down. You know what I mean? But B, I spent my whole Saturday looking at homes, bro. Bro, I mean, it was so exhausting. Like, it was crazy. Like, we didn't get home till like almost 7 o'clock. It was crazy. We saw like
That sounds like a usual day for me now.
Bro, sound like 13 to 14 houses or something like that. And then talking. Oh, bro. One of the sales ladies, though, she was fine. You know what I'm saying? I like
on the show? This man just talked about getting the house with his family on the show?
But no, bro. Like, yo, my wife will agree. So, like, look, it was so funny. Before I'm gonna let you talk about.
That's crazy. Y'all heard how he just said that so casually? Yeah, my wife agreed. But like I was saying,
no, bro, she was some elite milk, B. Bro, we're walking down to another house and another guy. She was like, "Yeah, this is a guy I sold to." Bro, stop, bro. He was like, "I've been thinking about you." He told her, like, I've been thinking about you. Like, yo, me and so-and-so was slamming down some beers, watching the Michigan game, and I was thinking about you. You know, you came to mind. He was like, she was like, yeah, I'm gonna come over there. I'm like, hold up, bro, ain't you married, bro?
What's that girl's name? Lily Phillips or Bonnie Blue, whatever that girl.
Oh, that one. Oh yeah, that little nasty girl. Nah, bro, she was some elite. Hey, I had to shout her out, bro. She's elite milk, man. You know what I'm saying?
You not about to secure any type of now. You better keep that roof that you have now currently because of that. But now get the whole show taken down because of you.
But now, B, how was your week, man?
Exhausting, very long. Pause on that. But I tried to play the Bleach game last week because I got a new job. I started falling asleep while playing the game. I'm like, oh, I'm becoming one of them now. And then we had to postpone the show a day because work is getting pretty hectic as is. But that gave me a lot more time to listen to a good amount of music that we'll be talking about and what we've been jamming. But I've been having a very, very, very tiring week. But it's all right though, because hopefully it's all paying off. I did recently get a few vinyls come in last week though.
Okay.
So I know I got Tweets, Southern Hummingbird, because there was only 1,000 of those made. I got all of Yeat's albums that I was missing on vinyl. Nav's Bad Habits, because that's my favorite Nav project.
I thought you already had that. You didn't show that?
I didn't. No, I didn't.
You showed it in the vinyl collection. I'm bugging.
I didn't. I had to get it because I was like, yo, like, it's not readily in stock. I'm like, yo, let me go ahead and buy that up right now before people start trying to do that. So, yeah. But besides all that, B, what have you been jamming since the last episode?
Man. B, I jammed a few things. I went back. This what I jam is going to be just a little conversation I know we had on and off. I listened to It Was Written. I listen to it, here now and then. I listen to It Was Written, and I'm like, I listen to it, And I was like, great album, classic. Then I went and played Illmatic, and I'm like, yeah, Illmatic's better, bro. Illmatic is better, bro. I listen. So this segment of what I'm jamming, I listened to these two albums back to back. I never done this before. I never listened to It Was Written and then went back and listened to Illmatic. I did that for the first time last week, and Illmatic is a better album. Those highs be on Illmatic is just crazy. I know it's a lot of nostalgia, even though I wasn't around that time, but I know how big those songs are, and when they hit, they freaking hit. And I feel like when it comes to like It Was Written, great album, B. But it's some points where it just don't hit. It don't hit the same like that. You know how you can go to Illmatic and it's like track after track after track. You're like, dang, another hip hop classic. With
You
Illmatic,
know I don't
it
have
could be
that
like a
feeling towards
hit,
Illmatic.
hit, and then it's like, okay, and then you get this, and you're like, hit, hit, and then you get like, man, I feel like I'm a gun. It's like a gun. They just be using me. They just be abusing me, and they just throw me on the ground. You know what I mean? It's like I'm a gun, B. It's like I'm a
Goat,
gun.
goat, goat.
Great album. I love it. It's some, suspect don't come outside. You know what I mean? Come on, it got classic moments on there, but it's like Illmatic is just different. It's different, but I understand why people will like it more, but I kind of don't. After hearing them back to back, I can see the superior album. I can see the superior album is Illmatic, and that's what I jammed. I jam more stuff, but I'm just saying those two albums I had to jam back to back. I never did that. I never had that experience. I don't know about you. I'm pretty sure you probably did because you went in row to probably listen to everything. So you probably went to Illmatic till It Was Written. But I never went It Was Written to Illmatic. I've never done that
I don't
before.
think I'll ever do that.
I did it. I'm like, ooh, yes, this is better. This is better. What about you, B?
Uh, man,
I'm
look,
sorry.
disrespectful like that. But if we're gonna be speaking about some OGs, I'm gonna start it off with something that I listened to this weekend, and I didn't know that this came out. It just randomly popped up on my Spotify algorithm. Lil Flippin' Zero came out with a collab album this weekend. Kings of the South, Volume 2. I never
Huh?
heard Volume 1. So I saw this pop up. I'm like, oh, this has got to be like something old. I saw 2025. I was like, wait, hold up. This is new. So I started listening to it. It's about 18 songs, an hour and 3 minutes. I will say that this album is longer than what it needs to be, definitely. But it's one of those things where it's like you're gonna get what you expect. They don't do
Mhm.
anything new. They don't do anything super fire like I would have loved them to. Like, oh, trading bars back and forth, like doing like, oh, I so and so like rhyming off of each other's bars. They don't do nothing like that. It's just
Mhm.
stereotypical. Lil Flip has a verse. Boom. Zero might have a hook. Zero might have a verse too. It's that stereotypical thing. They got a song shouting out DJ Screw, which is cool. But it's just cool to like hear them still like, together making music. Cause I'm
Mhm.
like, okay, I heard Zero's album last year. And I know someone from my job said, like, oh yeah, I got down with that Zero album, which I'm just like, I don't get how you got down with that like that. But I understand that if you're a Zero fan, you're probably just gonna like anything Zero puts out in general, right? And so coming out with this, I'm like, okay, Zero has someone to bounce off of, which I think I'm gonna like more because it's not just Zero relying on just being Zero. He has to rely on Lil
Mhm.
Flip, and Lil Flip has to do the same as well. Zero has his melodic hooks and stuff like that. Overall, enjoyable project for me. I don't see myself going back to this, and I did not add this project to my library, but there were some songs that I did actually, enjoy overall. But yeah, it's exactly what you expect. But it's just cool to see the OGs, especially with me reviewing all these Houston albums, seeing them come out with a project like this together. But yeah.
Hey, dope. I never
What's your
listened
next
to that,
project,
but
V? I know you won't. I'm the Houstonian. Was it? I'm the person that touches on that over here on this show.
oh my God. Oh, my next project, bro. It's another rewind. An album that I'm trying to understand, an album that it's been out for years, but it's songs on here I connect with, B. I came around with it a little longer, but Drake Views. I did a re-listen, B. I'm like, I'm about to listen to this
Okay.
again.
Okay.
The album is too long, man. My The album's long. Some of the tracks, I feel like if he would have condensed this down, it'd have been a little better. But I don't see why people say it's like one of his best albums. I think it's just too much going on in this album still. Like re-listening to it, it was so many like lows to me. Like it was so many tracks that just didn't hit. Of course, Grammys felt like a throwaway from What a Time to Be Alive. It just was trash. Not trash, but it wasn't a good song. The Rihanna and Drake track just didn't hit. I actually forgot that song was on there. Controller, all that. That's the big joints. Views. What's that one song?
Hotline
Nine,
Bling.
Hotline Bling. Yeah, we know those. But it's just like this album just Child's Play is not. I do not like Child's Play. It's just so much stuff on here. I just do not enjoy on here. But
Mhm.
I understand why people, it was at like him. That's Drake at his like peak when it comes to like having the big hits or whatever. But like, this album I can't get jiggy with, man. Like Drake was like, what's the one? Western Road Flows.
Mhm.
To me, the best track on this album when it comes to just him rapping, production, and stuff like that. To me, my favorite song on this album is "Feel Away" because it's just
Mhm.
a beautiful song. I love that song. But
Mhm.
Western Road Flows is like Drake. No, we want that Drake. We want more of that Drake. We want Drake to be in that pocket. You know what I'm saying? And I just feel like I'm gonna go back to what we gonna. Oh, I'm gonna well, not go back, but I'm gonna reach a little bit from like further on in the show. But a lot of my expectations of what I want from Drake, he just never delivers. You know what I'm saying? He never do what I want him to do.
Mhm.
But overall, man, I'm trying to understand this album, man, and it's so
Mhm.
long. And I'm like, how do people just sit and listen to this? Why was he putting out albums this long at this? Because after this, like he was just putting out mad albums with this length, right?
After this, it was More Life than Scorpion, I believe. Correct.
Yeah, Scorpion. Even though I like Scorpion much more than Views, bro, because it's way more, way more. But thinking about like what For My Dogs was long, CLB is long. Like he got some long albums, bro. Even the 21 Savage joint
But you
long. Her
also got to
loss.
remember, we was moving into the streaming era at that time too. This was
Bees.
the time where the streaming era was because views and all that happened on like that was when he was doing his thing on Apple Music and having a radio show and all that.
Yeah.
So it was more leaning towards like
Six six
streaming.
six six.
Yeah, more songs on the album, more streams, more album sales, yada yada, woot woot woot.
I don't know. I don't know. I just don't know how people really think this is one of his best albums. Like
I think I
I
did
think I
a Dark Side Interlude on it, but it's gonna come
yeah.
out on the anniversary this 9 year. Obviously, we'll review it on the 10 year, but yeah.
I'm looking right now, be just re-looking at this track list, bro.
I
This is
know
not a
Nine on there, Keep the Family
yeah.
Close. Was it You With Me?
Yeah.
Feel No Ways.
I'm gonna say
I didn't like Grammys or Pop Style, whichever one
mm-mm.
that is.
Like I like this album more than I liked it in 2016. I guess I could tolerate it more, but to me,
Mhm.
it's I don't think this is a good album, bro. I think I'm tripping. I don't
Yeah,
think this
you
is a
are
good
tripping.
album, bro. View's not good, bro.
Yeah, you're tripping.
I
You're
wonder what
tripping.
I wonder if he looking at like some trash when the views from that tower. But I don't know. I tried to listen to views again. This is like my fourth time
Um,
listening to it in total. I just can't get jiggy with it, bro.
yeah, you just such a hater. That's
I
all I
just
can
don't
say.
know.
You are
What's your
just
next
such a
album,
hater,
B?
B.
What's your next album? I'm sorry.
I'm gonna put two together because I don't want to take up too much time on what we've been jamming. Shout out to the
Okay.
boy RB Reyes. He like I said before in the previous
Yeah.
episode, he gave me a list of albums to check out. I was like, all right, cool. Let me check some of them out over time. You get what I'm saying? Because I don't want to listen to too many of them and not really have much to say going across them. Listen to Where I Left You by Be My Fiasco, who is actually someone who works with Fonte, and she has a little brother feature on here as well. And Marigold by Alex Isley. Now I don't know if she's like related to the Isley brothers or anything like that, but listen to both these projects right here. Both very great R&B projects. More hinge on that neo soul, the newer neo soul, obviously type of R&B that we get right here. Both gave me very stellar projects. Replayability for me is very high. You could definitely see some of the Fonte-ish foreign exchange work that Be My Fiasco does on her album, but with Alex
Mm-hmm.
Isley, it's a collab project with Jack Dine, who was actually on the production itself. And
Mm-hmm.
Marigold, that's the name of the project. I'm like, oh yeah, this is it for me. I gotta check out these people's discography right here. And I don't know if Be My Fiasco actually has an album coming out soon, but these two are on my radar right now. Shout out to my boy RB Reyes for putting these on my radar because I thoroughly enjoyed these. I was like, yo, I'm coming out of these projects and I don't have a single bad thing to say about it. And I don't like that because I'm like, yo, like the music is good. I gotta find something negative to say, god dang it, but I can't. Dang it. This is good music, good R&B music. But yeah.
Alex Isley is dope, bro. She actually is related to the Isleys.
Oh,
That's
she
Ernie's
is?
daughter. Yeah, I knew
Okay.
that. I knew she was related. I
Hmm.
just confirmed. But yeah, she's dope. I used to jam
Yeah.
that one EP she had back. Excuse me. I think it was Wilton. That EP. That was with Jack Dine as well.
Mm.
And
Yeah, I
I
saw she
think
had
the
another
luxury.
project with Jack Dine. I
Yeah,
definitely saw
yeah.
that.
But nah, she's dope, bro. She's real
Yeah.
dope.
Her and Be My Fiasco. Like I said, I think she might be. She heavily works with Fonte, or she might be
Yeah.
like
She
she might
sounds
help some
familiar. I
foreign
don't think I ever
exchange
just
type
checked out
stuff.
her
I
work.
think she
My
helps. I
bad.
think she
My
helps
bad.
write some foreign exchange stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, go ahead
Yeah.
with your next project, B.
My next project would be from Kota Kota the friend. FOTO. This is a this is a project that came out what year? 2019. I listened to this a lot in 2020, especially like I don't know, I had my son around this time, and this album like connected with me because it's about family and me starting a family and things like that. So it's more of a sentimental value to me, you know what I mean? And a lot of the subject matter was like he actually have a son. He talked about his son, his dad, his sisters, his mom, and just making like this concept of just telling all these stories. He even have interludes of like his sisters talking, his uncle, and all these type of people, and they kind of bringing up the family together. And they actually was speaking on his grandfather and stuff like that, and just some of his traumas and like what it ended up and like how it affected the family and blah say blah. And man, I really enjoyed his album. Like my favorite track on here is like for color boys. Is it for color boys? Am I bugging? Let me make sure. I'm sure. Yeah, for color boys. I had to confirm. Yeah, for color boys. And I'm like, man, re-listening to this album, it felt nostalgic for me, even though it came out in 2019. And I guess because of the sentimental value, like I said. But for color boys is dope. He's just, speaking for black boys, black men, and talk about like all the type of things we'll have to experience in life. And blase, blah. But I think it's a really beautiful track, especially the production on that. And I love that music video. At the time, like his direction, if you know who Coda the Friend is, like around that time, he was making like these music videos that was like it, there was videos, but he did it like a still photo. Like the whole video of like for Color Boys, they like I think they have like it's raining and they all have like umbrellas, and he just sitting there just rapping and the rain just falling. But then it's no other shot. It's just that. And I really liked a lot of his art direction around this time. But any of you guys never, I think I listened to more good amount of his album, like his like mixtape and albums. To me, I still think this is his best work. I think it's really well put together. And that's FOTO, FOTO by Kota the Friend. Really dope project. I really like this album, bro. It just been so long since I listened to it. I'm like, I don't know, B. I was doing a rewind. Man. I was going back. What you got?
Let me see. What is the next project I want to talk about? I can just talk about two songs real quick.
Okay.
Big Crit put out a song with Bubba Sparxxx called "Yeah, Buddy." It was just to me a surprise that Bubba Sparxxx
Mm,
is still rapping and Big Crit was on it. And it's that newer Big Crit that has like flavors of Crit is here. Like it's that Big
mm,
Crit. So I was like, all right, this song is cool. Overall, I thought it was all right. Next song I want to talk about is Bow Wow and Chris Brown's newest song because I was listening to the Nav album this weekend, which I'll talk about in a bit. And after that, it just played that song. And you know it's produced by Hitmaker, so you already know what type of song
mm.
it is. It's the perfect radio song. It's one
Yeah.
of them songs. So I was like, like I didn't know Bow Wow was still making music. I thought he retired and just wanted to be Shad Moss the rest of his life. But yeah, Chris Brown's on the hook. Bow Wow's rapping. It's
B, you're not going to
stereotypical.
the Millennial Tour? You know Bow Wow and them. You know you wanted to go and dance to some B2K, some Morian Icebox. Icebox. Well, my heart is.
All right, guys, that's been another episode of Beyond Beats and
You
Culture
know it, B.
podcast.
You know.
No, yeah, yeah. I mean, I love them songs, but you know, I'm not a big concert guy. So yeah,
Right.
no. Did you see that one guy that ran up on Trey Songz on stage while he was
I heard
performing?
about it, but I didn't see the clip.
Yeah, it was it was weird because Trey Songz, like Trey
His post
Songz,
up game trash.
you did not look fearsome. He punched him, and it didn't look like the guy
Oh,
got
he hit
hurt.
him. He hit him.
Yeah, he no, because what he did, the guy came up behind Trey Songz, and he hit him. He said,
For real, I
"I'm
didn't
like,
see the
why does
clip,
that?
bro.
Why does your punch look like it did not hurt? That's the worst
I'm gonna
part."
I'm gonna have to Google it.
That one Trey Songz going viral on TikTok because of his little facial features whenever he sometimes sings.
Oh, he used to be doing. Oh yeah, I used to make fun of him in middle school. Boy, I remember that because I used to have a do rag on, and I make fun of him
Mhm.
doing like, what did he say? I don't want to. What did he say? Like,
Look the other way.
no, but
I
it's
don't want
another
to
one. He's
be a
like, oh yeah, no,
player.
but he used to be like, I can't help but wait till
Oh yeah,
you
that's
see you.
classic.
Yeah. He was in that joint crying for what you really are. Yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
But yeah, those are
But
two I had. What go on with your next thing, B?
my last and final project will be Shay Noir and Superior. I know you talked about it last week, and I told you I got to listen to it. So I always got to check out a Shay Noir project. And this was dope. Short and sweet, like you said, B. Talking about motherhood now. I love that track. Speaking on motherhood and like you said, she don't want to do things that affected her in her childhood to her kid. She bettered herself. She had to heal some wounds that she had. You know what I mean? But this project was dope. I like the production on here. I love the way Shay raps, like you said. She has that same scheme as kind of 38 Special, but like she's more like monotone, like more her, more like laid back, and like 38 Special has more of that character behind it. And I really enjoyed it. And Ice Cold Bishop just sounded. I love this dude, bro. Like when I heard, it, I was like, oh, there he go, man. Like he's just so like animated and everything, man. I was just like, bro, I gotta go back and listen to the what's the name? Was it bad? What's the name of this album? Was it Bad Intentions? Am I bugging? Bad Intentions, Nav. Yeah. Oh man, hold on. Let me before I end this, I have to because I talked about his project
Guys, I
with
just
you,
want y'all to
right?
know he is a closet fan of Nav.
I
He already
used to
knew the
like
Nav album
Nav.
and
I'm
everything.
no, it's called Generational Curse. My bad.
Okay.
By Ice Cold
I think
Bishop,
you
which is
recommended me that one,
yeah,
right?
I recommend it to you. It's really dope. But this album's dope, man. Like Shay Noir, bro. Like especially 22 minutes, right? 22 minutes. Short, sweet, 11 tracks around that. Come on, man. It's just dope. Dope beats. I liked it. You know what I mean? I don't know if you getting the vinyl. You get the vinyl?
Nah.
You didn't get the vinyl for this one? Okay.
Nah.
But
I
yeah,
like the
dope
last project a
project.
bit more.
Dope project. And keep it up, Shay. You know what I'm saying? You dope. But yeah, that's my last. What you got?
All right. I got three more projects I could talk about.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to my boy RB Ray's again. Literally the day that we were supposed to shoot the pod. uh he shared that Zaytoven and Young Dro put out a collab project. I was like,
Mm-hmm.
what the F? I'm like, how come nobody was talking about this? I
Mm-hmm.
get why, but I'm like, nobody on my TL was talking about this, not a single person. So shout out to my boy RB Reyes again, because I'm like, yo, I gotta hear this project. And I heard it about 2 or 3 times since I saw he shared the project. I thought it was a cool project. It was just cool to hear Young Joe again. Zaytoven's production
Mm-hmm.
very nostalgic to what he was doing during the trap era. But also, if you like Future's Beast Mode and stuff like that, then you'll obviously love this type of production since Zaytoven
Mm-hmm.
was the producer on that project right there. But yeah, he's giving Young Dro that trap bounce as usual. And Young Dro, man, he's just such a character on some of this. Some of his
Mm-hmm.
metaphors, some of his similes, some of his lines. I'm like, he's just a character, and I love it. I just love the character that Young Dro brings on these projects. Now, there are some points in this project where I'm like, okay, Young Dro, like when he's trying to do the auto tune melodic thing, I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
especially when it doesn't just stay on the hook, when it actually comes to the
Right.
verse. Uh, and then the last song. Oh, first off, shout out to him putting Trouble on here because Trouble is on the actual first song. So yeah, shout out to that. But he makes his last song, and I get it, I respect it because of the concept. But he's like, yo, we got to put the guns down. But he's doing this in a melodic way where I'm just like, you sound like Gorilla Zoe. But also, I'm not taking your subject matter serious on the song because you telling me to put the guns down. Too many lives are being lost to gun violence, but the way you auto tune melodic crooning on this, I'm like, I don't like it, Young Dro. But besides that, rapping, him talking about like he's with them guys, he's with them shooters in the strip club. That's where you can find him. Stuff like that. I'm like, all right, I love this. It reminds me of 2 Chainz. I know Young Dro and 2 Chainz are supposed to be coming out with a collab project. So seeing those two together and seeing what Young Dro still has it, I'm like, okay, this is gonna be fire when that comes out. Next project, Lil Durk's Deep Thoughts. We kept saying for a few weeks, I'm like, oh, this project is gonna come out. This project is gonna come out. This project is gonna come out. Well, be it finally came out, and it should have been locked up, like it should have stayed because this project was not good at all. Yeah. To me, I don't think Lil Durk could really beat his last album, Almost Healed, because to me that was a really great body of work from Lil Durk. Quality beats, quality rapping for what he usually does. But this right here, it just felt like the quality just wasn't there for me.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like it just didn't
Did
hit it for me.
did they try to like cover up any of like any in his lines, or you could tell that
Yeah,
it
some
wasn't like
stood
yeah.
out. Because every
Yeah.
now and then I would listen, like he would try and say something, but then it would be censored, and I'm like, did I listen to I'm like, did I click the censored version? Then he would say the B word a little bit later. I'm like, oh well, that's confusing, and it's in the same song. So I'm
He
like,
can't
okay,
say no names, and you know how they talk. They can't do that, especially what he
yeah.
in now.
But
They
sometimes
gonna
it would
use.
say it would come like he was censoring a cut or curse word though, so that's why it threw me off. He was like,
I,
"She'll suck my," and then it blurred. I'm like, and then he said the B word later on in another line. I'm like,
Mhm.
I'm so confused on why you censored that, but not censor this too.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I understand him not saying names because to me, Dirk is one of those guys where, and it's just funny meme that went around on Facebook where it's like, Dirk just says anything on the song, and he does, and he's messy too. He'll always tell somebody else's story, but he never really talks about him, so that's crazy.
Hmm.
And last project, Nav, on my way to Rexdale. Had to listen to it, B. It's cool. If you like Nav, you'll like this. He's mostly crooning and crying over a girl, talking to being in his emotions, being in his feelings. The project isn't too long. He had that boy OG Ron C on here for one song, which was dope. But yeah, he sounds like he's in that Don Toliver, Travis Scott range, and he's just doing a lot of melodic crooning more than what he's usually doing. He only has like two like bump and turn up tracks, and I actually didn't like them at all. But yeah, on my way to Rexdale by Nav. I thought it was a cool project because I'm a Nav fan, but I can understand someone not liking this at all, especially if you don't like Nav. This will not win you over.
I had a tweet that I saw about Nav that really caught my eye.
Hmm.
I thought about sharing it with the people, and I also want to share it with you as well. I think it was a great tweet.
Hmm.
Nav is the most pointless, aimless, vanilla, cookie cutter,
So you're the
bland,
one who put that on
soulless
my TL.
artist we might have ever seen in rap. He is devoid, personified, a walking, talking vacuum.
You were
No,
the one that put that on my
no.
TL. I saw that. I'm like, God dang, I gotta like that because it's kind of true. I'm
No,
like,
Dom retweeted it, bro. That's how I saw it. I looked, I'm like, yo, this is hilarious. I'm like, oh, who retweeted this? Dom retweeted it. I'm like, all right, that's funny, bro.
everybody just hates everything I love. That's the sad part about this.
It is
That's the
what it
part.
is, B. I just had to share that with the people. He's a walking vacuum.
I just want y'all to know, guys, that he's the one that actually put me on the nav.
Hey,
I'm
hey,
just
hey.
saying.
Also, I was like 21. My brain wasn't fully developed. I didn't even have my
This guy
front.
was about
front
32 when he recommended that to me. What are you
I'm not even
talking about
32
me?
now. What are you talking about? Now you just lying. I went to the future and introduced it to you. I went to the past from the future. You got to listen to that. He's the next up.
He never was next up.
Oh my god.
Oh,
You wrong, B. You wrong.
oh man, but that's been it for another episode or another part of what we've been jamming. Let us know what y'all been jamming down in the comment
Mhm.
section down below. But now it's time to get on to the news section of the show where we talk about music releases, announcements, hip hop news, and current events. Let's go ahead and start off with the music releases and announcements. Lil Tecca, Dopamine, that's an album coming out very soon. He had a single release from it recently too. Single was cool. I mean, I've been liking what Lil Tecca's been doing recently, so I'm gonna check the album out when it comes out. I know you don't care. And next one, Autumn
Hold up, B.
B2MR, which
B. Hold up before we go. Well, I feel like Lil Tecca always dropping an album. Do he drop an album like yearly? Is he
yeah,
a yearly
yearly.
release type of guy?
Hmm.
That boy like Call of Duty and NBA 2K, 2K
Hmm.
Tecca, whatever. Like,
But
I
he's
feel you,
actually been
bro.
putting out some better projects recently though, so
Yeah, I know
I ain't mad at it.
he
He got
got a
some heat.
base. He got a base. He got a base.
Facts. Autumn, he just dropped an album yesterday. B2MR. I put this in my little listen later so I could check it out.
Hmm.
It looked a bit too lengthy, album runtime wise. So I was like, Autumn, I don't like it when you got these long projects, but all right, dog.
Yeah.
I know you don't care, but he's like a baby future to me. Pink Panther is dropping a mixtape May 9th. B, you excited for this?
Oh yeah, I'm jamming this.
Yeah, I
Dang, it's
can't
May
wait for
9th.
the.
Why I thought it was in April.
I don't know.
I thought it
It
was in
could be,
April.
maybe. I don't know, but I
I
think
thought
it's
it was
May
in April.
9th. But yeah, are you ready for
Okay.
the best 10 minutes of your life, B?
Oh yes, bro. I'm ready. Hey, I'll play this during sex.
Next project we have Yeet and Don Toliver have a joint project coming out soon. I honestly don't like it when Yeet and Don Toliver collab like that. The one song they had together, I was like, "Mm, yeah, but I wish Yeet actually listening to I Am Music more. I wish he was on that album. There was some beats he fit perfectly on if he was on that album. It's like
Mm,
he literally gave some of his beats to Cardi. He was like, "Yo, do
mm.
something with this." Why I feel
You
like you
know
hating?
what do you mean? Cardi gave him
Why
the
I feel like you
sauce.
hating? Cardi gave him the sauce.
Yeah.
It's ye. Come on,
All
let's
right,
let's
relax,
not go that
relax,
far. B.
relax, bro. Hey, black. Hey, we all the original man. Come on, man, relax, bro. I love it. You
Oh
gonna make me go
man,
get my book. You gonna make me turn around and get you. You know what I mean? All
you gonna get
right.
Dr. Umar on me, B?
Hey, man, I got
Um,
another book. I got another book, man. You know what I'm saying?
this guy can't read, guys. Let's go ahead and move on though. Young Dro Zaytoven dropped a collab project called 10 Hot Piece. I only put this on here because, like I said, my boy RB Reyes, he put this out on his TL and I saw it. And, I was like, how come there's no hip hop platforms or anybody talking about this? And why did I not know about this? He was like, yeah, that's why we got to do it. We got to do our part and share it. I'm like, God dang it. You know what? You're right. So I just
Was
added
it
it to the
10
docket.
tracks?
Yeah, it was 10 tracks. It was about
Okay.
30 something minutes. It was
Hmm.
cool. It was a cool little listen. Had some bangers on there for sure. And lastly, before we get to albums dropping this week, Dave Blunt's dropping an album titled You Can't Say That, and it's dropping April. I know, B, you're really excited for this. You're like, woo, I gotta jump into that discography. Hey, this is your chance, B.
No. I see he writing for Kanye. That one track he wrote for Kanye.
Wait, he
Uh,
actually wrote
D,
a track for Kanye?
you could tell DJ Academics played the track at the end of his stream. It was actually the track I was talking about. I heard a little snippet of it
Uh-huh.
when he was like, I am a you know, he's like, how can I, you know what I'm saying?
I think I might have heard a bit
Yeah.
of it. I'm not
Yeah,
sure.
Dave Blunts definitely wrote that. It sounds like it. Definitely had his parts in that track. Man.
Well, B, I mean, if he did, it would be hard to miss it. Pause.
Yeah.
But albums dropping this week, B. Let us know. Let us know.
Man, we got Bodie James and V-Don. If none of you guys know who V-Don is, really dope producer. He works with Willie the Kid. They got some dope stuff. And I think he actually didn't he did that stuff with Ransom and Conway? I could be wrong.
Or Dave East. I don't
One
know
of
which
them. I
one.
think I could be wrong. But yeah,
Mhm.
Bodie's he drops like weekly. It's dropping on the 4th, this Friday? Yeah, that's this Friday. I'm gonna check it out because I like Vita in production. And another album be that I think they just got a race that nobody talking about that I'm really upset about. I don't know what they was doing. I don't know if they lied. They did an early April Fool's prank on us. Where is the Most Def and Alchemist album be? It's supposed to be out March
Mm.
28th.
Mm.
B,
Call him
where is
out,
it,
B.
B?
Hold him accountable, B.
Hey man. Hey, Alchemist. Hey, nah, let me chill. Let me chill. I might say something so crazy. I'm like, I can't come back. Can't come
Hey,
back from that, bro. Let me
you might
relax.
you might be crazier than the Kanye's chain. But I mean, we got to hold him accountable, B, because he definitely made sure that people was able to get them new The Great Escape vinyls.
Bro, and what's so crazy is they was promoting it and then they just went ghost. They stopped talking about it and then I'm like, all right, bro. They think, hey, the audience is not dumb. Come on, bro. Oh man, come on, bro. I peeped that, bro. I was thinking, I'm like, hey man, when that album gonna drop, bro?
B,
You know
you
what I'm
know that
saying?
meme of that anime guy putting his hand on that guy's shoulder and
Oh,
just smiling like they doing that to you right now, B.
yeah.
Most Devils put his hand on your shoulder and Aquas is right behind him smiling. Like, come on, you knew it was gonna happen with
Hey,
this.
so hey man, it is what it is. But
B,
that's
we
all
gonna hear
I
about this
seen.
5 years later, and they'd be like, "Oh, straight from the vault. Remember this was supposed to drop?"
Right.
It's gonna be one of those what if moments in hip hop.
Oh my God. But that's the only album I've seen. I'm pretty sure some more out there, but it wasn't worthy for me to like find or seen. I really probably don't care. But this is an album that I seen. I'm like, yo, I'm gonna check it out. It just Bodie puts out a lot of projects we know, but if he link up with a producer that I actually enjoy, I'll check it out because he put out so much stuff now. So last album I checked out was with the Chuck Stranger's joint. But yeah, this
Mhm,
this album is called Alphabet Highway. If I didn't mention the name, Bodie
mhm.
James be doing Alphabet Highway.
So, B, I got a real question. Who's dropped more content this year, Boldy James or us? That's a good question.
Bro, probably Bodie, bro. He probably got his beat. Bro, it's just we just in April, bro. He dropped the album each month. I think he's gonna drop an album every month. Like, why he can't just tell us?
I
He could
don't
just
know.
tell us. But he's
I don't
dropping
know.
like two albums in one month one time. Like, and it's
That shit
early,
guy.
so
That shit guy.
he
You said,
I
"Woo,
like
that
Bodie.
consistency. You love it."
I like Bodie, man. But
Yeah,
he
I think
releasing content at these days.
I'm one of those. I temper. with Bodie because
Mhm.
I'm not listening to everything. He just puts out too much music for me,
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
like way too much. But yeah, that's about it for all the music releases and announcements that we really have. Let's get on to the hip hop news and current events. Obviously, we can start off with the saddest one first. Young Scooter was allegedly shot by the police on March 28th, and so
Mhm.
he died. But they cleared it up, saying like, "Oh, he actually died from a punctured artery in his leg while he was running from the police." Young Scooter, Atlanta legend. Come on, man. Jug, finesse. I'm gone off
But
the
no,
set.
the
Come on. I love it.
man,
Swamp
I played.
Izzo.
Man, I played Columbia, bro. I could make that game. I done in love with a Cuban. Man, I used to love that song so much. Uh, man, RP, was it Street Lottery?
Street
What was the name
Lottery.
of that?
Yeah.
That mixtape, bro. I used to play that joint, bro.
I remember when that dropped.
Yes, bro.
Yeah.
Man,
I
Scooter,
love a
bro.
song he had with Gucci.
Free
I
bands.
found out about him through Gucci. So
Yeah.
Gucci and Future, to
Hmm.
me, Gucci Man is like a real cultural curator when it comes to like
Yes,
hip hop music
bro.
rap
Facts,
scene.
facts.
Like, we got
Gucci.
to talk about that one day, B. How Gucci Man was like, he put his hands on those
Yeah.
shoulders of a lot of those young ATL artists earlier in their career. Young Scooter
Hmm.
is definitely one of them. He put him on so many of his projects. He even has a joint project with him. So,
Hmm.
yeah, it was just dope to see what Young Scooter was doing during the blog era. And I remember a few episodes back, we was actually talking about Young Scooter and Future was still cool
Oh yeah,
because
well we
we had
still cool.
no
Yeah.
features between those two. He was like, "Oh yeah,
Yeah.
there's a picture of them on Instagram." So I was like, "Oh, that's pretty dope."
Hmm. Yeah.
It's just sad to
But
see he passed because of something like that.
yeah. RP Scooter, man. And then he died on his birthday, which is also sad, but kind of cold at the same time. Like I was born
Like
this
it's
day and I
it's
died this
it's
day.
poetic. I'll say that.
It's
Yeah,
really poetic, bro. Kind of cold. So,
yeah. So yeah,
RP
R.I.P. to
Young
Young
Scooter,
Scooter,
man.
ATL legend, for sure. And
Hey,
last
he
piece of
taught me what a metriton is, man. Come on, man.
hey, he told me what that Jug finesse game was. B, come
Yeah.
on. Big jugging. But yeah, last piece of news we have, I guess this is in lighter news, depending on how you view this. 50 Cent now has a 30-year lease agreement in Louisiana for G Unit Studios. So now he's gonna do his filming and TV shows there, which I think is
Hmm.
something that's dope that we should be promoting because it's something that could give other people opportunities and other businesses and things like that. So yeah, I think it's pretty
Shout
dope.
out, shout out 50. I might have to look more into that Louisiana thing because I think they doing something else in Louisiana as well. They kind of like messed up some 50 was doing. I don't know. I read something or I heard something on the podcast. I'm gonna check it out. But yeah, shout out 50.
All right. And that's about it for hip hop news and current events. We have to leave it off kind of on a sad note, but it's all right. We're about to go to the happy note because now we're about to get into the music section of the show where we talk about the music because, it's kind of rare for platforms to do that nowadays that are hip hop based. But B, which one you want to start off with? You want to start off with Big Willie style or do you want to start off with YG's 2004?
We could talk about the YG track first, man. Let's
All
let's
right.
get the dark tones out the way. You know what I'm saying?
Dark
You know what I
slash
mean?
light.
You
Let's go
know
ahead
what I
and talk about
mean?
YG's latest track, 2004. And he opens the first line. I mean, the first line opens with, "When I was young, I got R-worded." Literally no beat, no nothing. It just starts off like that. I'm just like, whoa.
That's therapy, B. That's therapy. He
It
had to get it off
is.
his chest.
It is. I hate the fact that the cover for the single is kind of hard, but it's also like, it's nasty too, though. But it's kind of hard though. But yeah, YG recently released a song. It was one of them banging West Coast sounding beats.
Hmm.
Produced by DJ Swish, your boy Nois, and someone else is on here, but I can't see. And it features Buddy and the Gang, who I'm not really,
Hmm.
familiar with who the gang is. I obviously know who Buddy is. But yeah, a song detailing, YG, growing up, and his first time, his first experience was with an older woman, obviously
Hmm.
while he was a kid, under the age of consent, essentially. And how, back then it was cool, but looking back at it, she was doing all these things. As you get older, you kind of realize you're a victim.
Yeah.
So yeah, going over some production like this to me throws me off when it comes to listen to a song like this. But I thought overall, I like this for YG because YG is one of those figures where I was like, I love him on this type of sound that he's doing. I love when he's doing these story like songs where it's
Hmm.
kind of like going over his past, detailing his past, like he did on his debut album, My Crazy Life. So this kind of gets me in that mood of thinking like, and I know I'm going very off right now. it gets me in that mood of thinking, are we going to get another album, but like the inverse of like a Mr. Morale, but for YG and him actually talking about My Crazy Life, but actually going in depth and seeing how that stuff affected him because
Hmm.
this is a lot more introspective for what YG really usually does in general. But yeah, overall, I
Yeah,
like the song, and I'm kind of looking forward to see what YG is going to do next if he does come out with a new project. Even though I
yeah,
didn't listen to his last one. B,
yeah.
how'd you feel?
No, I enjoyed it, man. I love Buddy getting his trying to get his little Nate dog on, and I love the
Hmm.
production. I love the subject matter because I like when a lot of hip hop artists really get into this the introspective bag and talking about things that actually infected them in their lives, and like you not actually knowing that something you enjoyed actually was something that you know something you enjoyed. It was actually bad at the time you were young. You thinking
Traumatic.
it's traumatic. You know what I'm saying? You thinking that was like something that to be proud of. You telling your friends about it, and they just like, oh man, you got an older woman. It's like knowing guys that was messing with older women or messing with teachers and stuff like that. Like you looking at it, bro, it's like bad. If the roles reversed, we'll be looking at them really disgusting. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And like him saying that, you could tell that's therapy because he wanted to get it off his chest. He said it in the beginning line when I was young. I was, and I was like, okay, bet we in it. You know what I'm saying? And him just talking about, how he went to school with her niece and you know what I mean? The stuff that she had him doing I was like, dang, man, that's messed up, bro. Like, um, as a I was a young man as well. I'm still a young man, I ain't that old. But I experienced things with like women, like, talking to you about things at a young age. It's like you look back at it like, dang, I don't think you should have been telling me that type of stuff. But I feel like a lot of this stuff it goes both ways. Like you could blame the man and you could blame adult men and women on like how they speak to young boys because we were told we are gonna break some hearts. We were told that, oh, you really handsome or blase blah, all this type of stuff, man. I'm like, I was told some weird stuff be growing up, and you be
Oh,
like,
you unpacking it right now. Go
you say
ahead. Keep
what?
cooking. I say you unpacking it right now. Keep
Yeah,
cooking.
but I just believe that YG speaking on this stuff is really important subject because it's like it feel like sometimes we the victims that's not heard. You know what I mean? So I don't know, man. It's just I think it's a bigger conversation we should have about it. Not trying to we know that I'm not even gonna get into that, but I think it was a really dope track, and I really
Mhm.
appreciate YG speaking on his story and telling his story over a really dope beat as well. And what I'm looking forward to now from this project, kind of in the same vein of what you said, like you said, it's like the other side. It's like it's the other things that happen, like oh that crazy story. What's called My Crazy Life,
My crazy life.
My
Hmm.
Crazy Life, and that's just like in a way, it's like it'd be like him growing up now and being older, being a father, this type of stuff, and like what affected him then and now. Not trying to throw expectations on this new album because maybe this is just one track and he just doing YG stuff. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
just to, but I'm just saying, I think it was a dope song and it's just something that's therapeutic for him that I'm pretty sure that he just needed to say. You hear that freaking lawnmower in the back?
Yeah, but it's cool.
They
Yeah.
it's good, man. They going ham, B.
Yeah, I hear them. Shoot, it's too late in the day to be doing that. But
Yes, bro.
yeah, going to this, I don't want to be that guy. Well, I think one we really appreciate this type of song coming from a YG
Hmm.
because we don't having a rapper with this type of like persona in
Hmm.
real life, kind of like that gangster like
Hmm.
rap persona that he kind of portrays. Him talking about some subject matter like this is very rare. Like I can't even name the last person that's talked like this in hip hop that portrays this type of hard gang life persona that YG has in the past. Um, uh, I it to me it's a bit of shock value on here, especially when you first hear it and the way that he presents the song and the way he opens it. So I'm wondering like what made him want to actually talk about the subject matter versus the last song that Twitter was talking about last year where he was subliminally dissing Drake or whatever. So I just wonder like, is this the only time we're gonna be talking about YG? Like when he does something shock value like this? I'm hoping his next project is good because when his last project came out, in the midst of that whole, the whole beef happening, people dogged him because he had low album sales. Then after that, he had the song come out subliminally dissing Drake, like I said. People was talking about him then, also in a negative light. And this, I haven't seen no one talking about him negatively now. But I'm wondering, like, Is his momentum from this song going to be sustainable going up to the album? Is mainly what I'm saying, especially with him being an independent artist, him doing his own thing without a label push or anything like that.
I hope so. I hope so because I think this is really something. Like you said, it's something that got a lot of our attention from the subject matter, and that maybe we'll grab a few more ears of like, okay, what he's gonna be unpacking on his album. So I think it's something strong to like start your album release, or I mean like rollout with. I think it's a good song to start it with. It's not something that's gonna be on the radio or nothing, but it's a conversation starter, and I think that's pretty dope.
Yeah,
So.
I think that's very important.
Mhm.
Like I said, YG talking about this, it's that shock value that really brings you in. But I'm hoping he could keep and sustain the momentum going up to his album because this is an artist that we probably discovered, both of us. I know I for sure discovered during the blog era. So to see our era of musicians, aging up, kind of like unpacking some of that stuff that really affected them back then, rather than just actually telling a story. I think that's going to be very interesting whenever the project comes out and to see how he's grown and matured since.
Yeah,
So.
these weed eaters killing me, B. They going ham. I'm trying to mute for you won't have to hear it like that,
Mhm.
but yeah, same man. I'm gonna check out the album. This right here got me like, okay, I'm gonna listen to his album. Be honest
Mhm.
with you, B. I didn't
Yeah,
listen to it. I haven't. Yeah,
I'll
I
listen
just
to it
want
as
to know.
well.
Yeah, I'm gonna check it out.
All right. But yeah, that's about it for YG's 2004 track. Let us know what y'all think about that down in the comment section down below. But it's time to get on to the Big Willie style, the Fresh Prince himself. Will Smith, based on a true story. It's crazy to even say, and I never thought that we'd ever get to this point on the show where we're reviewing a Will Smith album. His last album, I believe, was like what, since in 2005?
Yeah,
So 20
it was a
years.
while ago. What's this called? Will Smith or am I bugging?
or or is it Big Willie style? I forget which one. But yeah, going into this project, I will say this. Just talking around the album before we actually get into it. Everything Will Smith has been doing around this album promotionally, he's been doing greatly. He's been vlogging his experiences, talking with the artists, hanging out with artists, doing TikToks. He even went to Blackboy Max's stream. He did a little song over there. He was recently on Lyrical Lemonade this weekend. He did a little freestyle off that. Will Smith is moving like how a rapper should be rapping. I mean, should be moving in general. But this project is 14 songs. It's about 37 minutes, I believe. The intro track, man. Was it intro barbershop day? Uh Having B Simone and Jazzy Jeff has features, and they're all like in this barbershop talking badly about Will Smith and some of the things that he's gone through within recent years in the media and tabloids, talking about, his entanglement with Jada and August Alsina, the slap at the Grammys, Will Smith being whack, and he just a mute movie star and all that, yada yada whoop whoop whoop, talking about all that type of stuff. And I will say it's very funny because at the end, Will Smith walks in and like, shh, shh, shh. Oh, Will Smith, oh my gosh, it's you. You're so great. Things like that. Um, I'm not gonna lie though, that second track B, it got me. That second track got me. You looking for me? I love that track. And I know he has a music video for some of these tracks because, like I said, he was working on music before this, but I didn't know he was going to really come out with that album like that until we started announcing it and talking about it. But yeah, that track really gets me, and I love it that he has the old school flow, then he switches it up to something more modern. I'm like, this is fun. I actually kind of like this. Then we get to the Reverend where Will Smith does this thing throughout the album with these Reverend skits where he's talking like a pastor or a reverend, and I didn't really get down with it. I'm like, but it's authentically him, so I'm like, all right, cool. Then we get the song "Rave in the Wasteland," which to me it feels like it's supposed to be the soundtrack to a movie that he's starring in, like Wild Wild West or something. Which I'm just like, it's cool. Then we get the song "Bulletproof" featuring Jack Ross, which I thought the song was cool. It sounds more like it's supposed to be like a country rap song. Then we get "Hard Time Smile" featuring Anna Taylor, which I could see that one on the radio. It was a cool song. Then we get "Beautiful Scars," which I think is probably the best song on this album, featuring Big Sean and Omar or Obanga. I'm not gonna lie, they should have replaced Obanga with T Pain because T Pain could have carried that hook a lot more. But I'm not gonna lie though, B, I like Will Smith and Big Sean on this song. Big Sean, he gave a good verse. Will Smith is being Will Smith. He saw like he got the writers in that room for him right there. I love it. Like I said, I wish T Pain would have been doing that hook instead of the Omar dude. I think he would have carried it a lot better. Then we get Tantrum with Joyner Lucas. It's Will Smith trying to do his best impression of Joyner Lucas while Joyner Lucas is being Joyner Lucas, so you already know the song is corny. First Love, I did not like the song as well. It has that little desperado old Western type feel to it, talking about his first love and all that type of stuff, which I'm like, yeah. Did we get Make It Look Easy? Yeah. Did we get the Reverend again? Yeah. You Could Make It, featuring Will Smith Friday and the Sunday Service Choir. I thought it was cool. Then we get Work of Art, which to me, I was dying on this song, but I also kind of like it. I am the brush, I'm the canvas, I am the so and so, I am the so and so. I'm like, yo, Russ, he gives an I verse and James Smith on the hook. It's cool, it's serviceable. To me, the best way I can, oh, and then the last track is the Reverend closing out the album. To me, the best way I can say this is that it sounds like someone at Will Smith's age making a rap album, trying to be in the modern era. This isn't a good album. It's authentically him though, so I give it credit for that. And Will Smith trying to be active, and like I say, he's doing the things that rappers are supposed to be doing, going out, doing all these things. But overall, this isn't like a good album. This isn't an album that you're going to be running back to. It's all over the place. It's a mess. Will Smith as a rapper on here, you can tell whoever he's rapping with, he's trying to match their energy, and I'm almost like, but it's Will Smith. I want to hear some of your thoughts on this before we keep going on this and make this conversation.
Oh, his last album was Lost and Found in 2005. But B Will Smith, first rapper to win the Grammy.
He says
One of the best sitcoms ever he was in. Fresh Prince.
Of course. Okay, keep going, keep cooking.
Amazing films. Independence Day, Men in Black. You know what I'm saying?
Keep going, keep going.
Hitch.
Wild Wild West.
You know what I'm saying? Trash. But Wild Wild West. We got Hitch. We got Hancock. Come on, plenty of films, bro. Plenty of films. But B, we got to be honest.
B, I try to be respectful. B, I try to be respectful. I try to bring the positives.
Look. Welcome to the Unk, doc that we have. He's the first Unk edition this year. But you should have kept this bro. Will Smith, I don't know you personally, bro. And I never disrespect you because I ain't trying to get a Chris Rock slap to the face. But I'm going to keep your wife name out my mouth, but I'm talking about Will Smith here. You know what I'm saying? This album right here, bro, was hot garbage. I know some of these are the singles you was putting out throughout the trash. The whole premise of like having a reverend speaking, trying to have this gospel stuff going on. His flow, his rapping didn't even feel like in pocket. Like he just felt it authentically to him, but it didn't feel authentic at all. It didn't feel natural at all. It felt forced. He felt so forced. He didn't feel comfortable to me. Yes, you're moving like a rapper. You're doing you hitting the lunchroom freestyles with Lyrical Lemonade. You hitting the Plaque Boy Maxes, blase blah. You doing your rounds. You doing your promotion. We get that. But Will Smith, it ain't gonna stick, bro. This was so bad. This was basura, whatever they call it in Spanish. I'm like, bro, I ain't listening to this again, man. I tried my best. My second listen hurt it to listen to this. My ears was like. I'm like, oh my God, bro. Like, I'm really listening to a Will Smith album. I was embarrassingly playing this in my car. Like, hey, because I had to take my car to the shop. And I'm like, no way. No way they need to hear this. I'm trying to get an all change. I was scared, B. Hey, B, I'm in the waiting room. I had the album playing in my headphones. I was like, please don't turn on my Jeep. The album gonna go straight to the radio. I was like, oh no, I don't need them to hear this. B, I had to disable CarPlay, bro. I was like, yo, I don't want them to hear it. Hey, like, yo, that boy corny. Boy, when they listen to Will Smith album, he sit over there. Bro, this album right here, bro. Big Willie style. We want to one thing, like I want to respect the legends. We getting in that point of like 50 years old, they could come out and put out an album. Cool, dope. Don't mean to crap on them like this, but man, I can't be. I didn't like nothing on this stuff, man. I was trying to listen. I'm like, bro, none of this feel genuine. The Tantrum song, like you said, with John Lucas, corny. First Love, corny. The Tiana Taylor. I can't hear Will Smith on the radio at all. B. He sounds so out of his element, and he's like bro, Will Smith is so pinnacle in my hip hop DNA and to my history of loving hip hop, because one of the first albums I owned was my grandfather was the Fresh Prince Greatest Hits, and I love Fresh Prince. I don't know if it's because we know Will Smith as the actor, blah blah blah, but it just don't, to me it's not translating well. The older Will Smith on mic, this was not good. The production on here was not good to me. It was very cookie cutter. It was so like trying to be polished, trying to be inspirational, that fake inspirational stuff. You need to go make music. Like I could see him making music with Jordan Lucas, like NF and the weird dude Dax and stuff that be on YouTube and like what's that white dude that be talking about like white lives matter and stuff. I can't think of his name. But
Something
anyways, like
Tom McDonald or something like
yeah,
that.
yeah, Will Smith make music for them. Like he can hang out with them. He'll make YouTube rapper music. Like Big Sean, like
I
probably
mean,
was like,
technically,
man,
that's what he was doing.
X. Excuse me. I know Big Sean didn't want to get on this, man, but you know, got to cut the check. I think the best thing, like B
But
Simone sounded
B,
straight doing the whole
you
little thing she was doing,
you,
but
you
I'm
didn't
like,
like that Mr. Smith and Mr. Anderson line that Big Sean had for Will Smith?
B, this was bad, bro.
What B?
I'm
What
like,
about
yo,
B?
B,
What about lines like "Lottie Dottie"? I like to
with
party,
the
but
body.
not by myself though. I came with somebody.
Man, get this ish out of here, bro. If I swear if this went on my phone, bro, if it was a disc, I swear I would have chunked it out the car, bro. Like it's no way Will Smith did this, bro. He really put out this album. That's crazy. He had some crazy corny bars trying to be inspirational. Bro trying to, man, he had this one line, man. I can't think of it. I should have wrote it down, but no
B
way, bro. No
B. What
way.
about what about the cover art? Does it give you that energy of how do you do, fellow kids?
But it's kind of like it's like his last album cover, kind of, but his last album cover, he was up under like a street light or something like that. But
Mhm.
he had on
I
like,
want to know how this is based on a true story. That's what I want to know.
yeah, I don't know, bro. This was not good.
Guys, I
B,
try to
this
leave
wasn't
with
good, bro.
respect and positivity. I try.
Hey, I tried too, but I'm like, I have to be honest, bro, and this is how it made me feel. Sometimes I gotta come on here and spill out my truth. And I love Will Smith, bro. Like, there's no disrespect,
Goat.
man. I probably can't make. Well, I think I can make. I swear, you made the same beats, and you put me in the booth. I could have came out and done something better than this. I know I could. I know I could. So Will Smith, I'm taking your challenge if you see this. Fly me out to LA and get me in the booth.
I'm just looking
But
at some of the lines over here, B. Spend a lot of
nah.
time with the Shanks and with the Saudis, in Dubai and Abu Dhabi.
In Dubai, in Abu Dhabi. Like, no, bro, it just don't. He trying to modernize his flow, but he still got that same dusty flow kind of from back in the day. It just don't fit with these fake inspirational beats. This stuff is not. It don't feel authentic, bro. Like, yes, you trying to have the authentic path of a hip hop artist and like what you was trying to do for the rollout, but it just didn't hit, bro. I'm sorry, man.
B,
You should
I'm
have get
really
with better
looking at some of these
writers.
lines. I agree. I
See, I
agree.
don't. Yeah, bro. It wasn't good, man. He didn't. He couldn't. He didn't deliver this well. And don't let me start on that freaking lunchroom freestyle. Straight
I
whack,
actually,
bro.
I was like,
You
yo,
actually
it might
what?
not be the. I actually liked it. I like it because of the energy he's giving. I'm like, all right, Will Smith is, doing like how LL Cool J did last year. Except obviously LL came out with a better album. But
He is. You don't feel like he's acting like a rapper.
no, he
He's
is.
acting. He's acting like a
But
rapper.
he's
It
an
ain't. It
actor,
don't
B.
feel. But I'm saying it don't feel real. When Will Smith was the rapper, come on, man. We got crazy. Come on, man. We got
We got
different
summertime.
things. Man. We got.
Mhm.
Well, I think who wrote that? Did he write that?
Well, it was when he was
But I'm
freshman.
saying it was more
That song
better.
was
But
freshman.
I'm just saying, here it is. But he said he channeled Rakim with his flow. But I'm just saying, if you go back to his stuff like that, bro, it's much better.
But B,
Even
we
though I'm
gotta
not
think about
trying
the
to,
times it came out. Now he's
I know. But I'm just, but
I
I'm saying it
literally
was
think
more. He felt more authentic then. But now I feel like he's an actor trying to be a rapper. He acting as a rapper, and not
because
in a
B,
good
he
way.
is. He is. That's exactly what this is. Like, yeah, B, we've said it plenty of times. When it comes to the pen game, you gotta keep sharpening it, B, because if not, it's a muscle. It's gonna get dull. Like,
He's
I
out
don't
of
know
his
who.
element, bro.
I agree, but I can at least respect that he's moving like a rapper, like they're supposed to, at least how they did back then. He's
He
getting
sh-
with
he
the
need
young.
to.
He's getting with the younger crowd. He's trying to win them over and do some great PR. Like I said, quality wise, there's some stuff I like on here, but as a album, like I said, this isn't good. It's a
I didn't
sloppy
like
mess.
nothing. He need to get in the hyperbolic chamber with like LL Cool J. LL Cool J way older. Like I think they're about the same age, but LL came out way before him. They kind of have similar paths. But I know Will Smith has a bigger acting career. But man, LL was rapping his butt off on his last project,
Oh, The
bro.
Force, yeah, we both liked it.
Like, come on, man.
Did that
Will,
win? Did that win Unk Album of the Year last year? No,
I
Common
think it
did. Common
did.
did.
Common
I don't
did.
know.
Oh,
I
yeah, I
don't
think
know.
Common did. Common, and P
Okay.
Rock probably did.
Yeah, yeah. But I mean, yeah, it just you could tell that this is something that Will Smith wanted to do just to have fun. That's all it is. He's like, huh,
Didn't
I haven't
sound
came
like
out
it.
with an album in a while.
Sound like he
I
wanted to
mean,
torture people.
I'm thinking about I'm thinking about all the videos and stuff that we kind of talked about. He talked about he was coming out with the things like that. This album definitely feels goofy, so this isn't something that you guys should be taking seriously at all. But yeah, it was cool that Jazzy Jeff was on here though.
Dr. Phil, I said Dr. Phil. Uncle Phil, bro, chunk his ass out the house. Chunk him out the booth like he like he do Jeff. Chunk Will out the booth. Hey man, go get in that trailer, bro. Go to Hollywood, get in that trailer, and you know what you good at. Just do you, bro. You an actor now. You're not a rapper no more. And I'm sorry. This based on a true story was this wasn't good, bro. He should have said based on true events. Loosely based on a true, some of this is fiction. Hey, these characters' name has been changed. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Some things
outta
have been
here, bro.
exaggerated.
Yeah, this is
For
straight
medical
straight the
purposes.
goddamn Lifetime album, bro. This, this is like a rapper. This is like a rapper in a show. Like you know how they be like, oh, he came back. It's a rapper, but a rapper in a show. Like, yeah, he used to be really big, and he's putting out his last album. And then like a
Uh-huh.
movie about it's a movie about a retired rapper that's coming back with like this is it. This is what it is. Get this out of here, bro. Get this out of here.
So be you telling me none of this
Disney.
moved you, none of this inspired you, nothing?
Bro, none of this moved me, bro. It was no inspiration in this, boy. I felt tortured listening to this. Get this
You
out
didn't
of here,
like it when the
B.
Reverend was talking and giving you a speech, B?
Nah, bro. Get this out of here, man.
Hey,
Hey, Will. Peace. I'm sorry, bro.
this is first and last time in the chamber, B?
Hey, he has to, bro.
All right, guys, but let us know if y'all are going to listen to the Will Smith album. If y'all have heard the Will Smith album, and what do y'all think about it? Like I said, if y'all have heard it, let us know in the comment section down below. This man has had enough of the tomfoolery over here.
Mm-mm.
Oh man. But let's go ahead and
Mm-mm.
get into the discussions part of the show where we actually talk about some discussions. Have some fun, engaging. B, which topic you want to start off with first?
Man, we could if you want to start have some musical conversations, we can get into that, and then we can go and you know to the fun stuff with Ye, I guess. So we could start off with Mick Jenkins talking about Anthony Fantano, really, but reviewers. And I just saw the clip. It's like a 12-minute clip. Did I finish that interview? I don't know. I think it was a really good talk with him and Curtis King. And then Mick
I'm
Jenkins
gonna
brought up
check it out.
a very interesting point. He was speaking on Fantano and he was just saying how like he don't really like when a reviewer go into an album with what they expected from the artist and not, I guess, appreciating what the artist gave to them. And I was just thinking, I'm like, man, to me that feel like a little sense of entitlement. Not saying, you're not entitled to, to feel about your album and I like nothing like that. I
Mhm.
know that's your work. But he also was speaking on someone else's album. And I think that just because someone have this certain expectation of the album, I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing.
I think
But
what you just said off of your wording, and I don't know if you was quoting him
mhm.
verbatim. Do you know how like entitled that is for an artist to be like, you should be happy that the artist even got on that mic and rapped? Like you should just be
I,
happy with whatever they gave you. Like, excuse me, what?
I was trying to like when I listened to it, I'm like, if I'm like comprehending this correctly, like, am I tripping off this? Because I was like, why? It's hard to not like, yeah, we could talk about the music we gave, but it's hard to compare to like what you usually get from an artist of like what they're talking about here and trying to compare it to their it's kind of hard to like strip yourself, but you still can be like, I like what he gave me even though it wasn't what I expected. But I think that it's kind of hard not to have expectations for especially an artist that you enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying?
To me, this is the perfect example for me is like a Big K.R.I.T. When he came out with Digital
Mm.
Roses Don't Die or whatever. Like, I'm like, okay, I give K.R.I.T the respect for doing something that was out of his wheelhouse, but this is not what I expect from K.R.I.T, nor is it what I like from K.R.I.T.
Mhm. And
It's one of those
and
things.
and at that point, you're not saying, "Hey, Crit, don't do that ever again."
Mm-hmm.
You're saying, "Oh, I didn't really like this, but you're an artist. Express yourself how you want."
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if he's saying that we are, as a reviewer, are in a entitled position, being like, "This is not what I expected from you." You get what I'm saying? Maybe
Mm-hmm.
I could be wrong. I guess I comprehended it wrong or took it wrong, but that's just how I felt. I'm like, and I was just thinking, like, man, I feel like you giving the artist some leeway, like you giving them no room for criticism or something, like based on them, like, cause it's hard not to talk about Illmatic without talking about it was written or something like that, or comparing like an artist from their good time and bad. You know what I mean? It's hard not to do that, and because you
Mm-hmm.
have expectations from their last album, the album before that, that goes on and goes on and goes on, and but we're not saying, yo, you did this, so go back to what you did before. No, you're an artist. Express yourself how you want. I can appreciate what you did, but I just didn't like it. You know, that's I don't know. Like we said off camera, like Mr. Morale kind of falls in that for me. Like I know people love Mr. Morale from like the content, and they love it for the concept,
Mm-hmm.
subject matter and things like that, which I do too. I love the stuff that he was talking about. But how it sounds, some of
How
the
it's packaged.
songs, how it's packaged, how long it is, the double, I don't like it. Not saying it's bad. I just don't like it. It's not something that I enjoy. I don't go back to that album. The only track I go back to, if I go back to, is Rich Spirit. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
But
What about Count Me
I
Out?
don't know. Huh? Nope.
Count Me Out? Okay.
Uh-uh. But nah, I was just trying to think about another way. He gave an analogy which we spoke of about the whole chef example of like a chef bringing you something that you expected. But I was like, what did he mean by that? Like he
So,
was saying like
mhm.
he was saying how like, oh, when you get something from a chef, like, oh man, I expected this. You ain't got this in here. But I'm like, when you go to a restaurant, you have a menu. You like, what I mean, you're
You
not
get
at
to
a
choose what you
tasting.
want.
You get to choose what you want.
Yeah.
So
It's all
I don't
about
know.
what you just don't know what you're going to how it's going to taste when you eat it, but you know exactly what you're going to
Hmm.
get. His analogy was it's like going to a restaurant and the chef serves you a plate and you're like, "What? No beef ribs?" It's like, "But did I order the beef ribs?" Because yes, I do
Hmm.
have an expectation of what I'm supposed to be getting. If I don't get the beef ribs, I
Yeah.
order the beef ribs. Yeah, there's a problem right here. That's an expectation.
Yeah.
I'm expecting to get what I ordered. My thing was this, right? And we talked about this a little bit before we got on camera. He's kind of giving the artist bail to a degree to where it's like, and I get his perspective of, and I told you I judge artists and albums based off of did they deliver on what they were trying to do. That's why I said like,
Hmm.
oh, like a Sexy Red, like that the hot this hood's hottest princess or whatever. I could give that project a 4 out of 5 because what she's doing on there, she's doing what she's supposed to be doing, and it's bumping. So she's hitting her
Hmm.
goal versus her last album that she came out with that had a feature from Drake on there. I'm like, this ain't really hitting compared to the actual mixtape you put out before then because you hit your mark. It's kind of like Chief Keef too. He came out with good quality music. DS2. We're not expecting like anything like grandiose of like, oh, your lyrical depth needs to be here or there. We know what we're gonna get from these artists. Do they deliver on it is the real thing. DS2, we
Hmm.
got what we thought was going to happen. Future delivered on it. Finally Rich by Chief Keef. We got what we expected from there. He fully delivered. I, and his whole thing with the expectation is like, I think he was saying like you shouldn't be mad at an artist for not giving you what you expect. Agree, but I also disagree because it's like if you set a precedence with Kendrick Lamar with these conceptual great albums, for an example,
Mhm.
He gives me this. He gives me Good Kid, Mad City. He gives me To Pimp a Butterfly. He gives me Dang. If you give me Mr. Morale, it just doesn't hit the mark. And it just doesn't hit the mark. I'm expecting a great album from Kendrick Lamar. He's gave me three previous great bodies of work. Him saying like I shouldn't be mad at my expectations. We're human. We're gonna set expectations based off of what you've given us previously. So
Mhm.
I don't get this. I get it not knocking a point off of like, oh, I didn't get what I expected. Because he didn't get what I expected, he's failing for that. No, did you deliver on?
Mhm.
You could give me something different, like GNX.
I'll just bring up GNX.
It's not personally my cup of tea from Kendrick. Not a bad album, but it's not personally what I expected or necessarily wanted from Kendrick. It was cool, but it's not what I go to Kendrick for. I still don't knock that as a bad album though, because it's not a bad album. It's just not what I go to Kendrick for.
Like a lot of the fans, they thought the album was a mixtape just because it didn't, Kendrick usually give you this conceptual album. Like he is different. That didn't feel like a typical Kendrick album. So fans,
Mhm.
even with To Pimp a Butterfly, some people was let down on it. But what Kendrick wanted to do, he delivered on it. You know what I'm saying? Some people
Mhm.
came around to it and start to understand. Some people was like, yo, I don't like this from Kendrick. You know what I mean? But I don't know. I just thought it was a conversation to have. I thought that was a interesting point to make from Mick Jenkins, and I love Mick Jenkins, man. Really dope rapper, man. And it's dope that he's in the space actually talking to other guys that talk about music that actually care about the music. I guess you know what I mean. So I feel like more artists should do that. I feel like we talked about this before, how like artists don't really get out there and talk no more to other people,
Mhm.
journalists or things like that. But I feel like they should probably be in these conversations, especially the lesser known or the people that's like the mid tier artists that's not really getting much, looks. I think sometimes you got to put yourself out there. Sometimes you got to make us not see you. You know what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
sometimes you got to immerse yourself with where is it going right now? Right now, a lot of music is on YouTube. Everything is digital. So sometimes you just got to move with it. And sometimes you get lost, bro. It moves so fast. So, but yeah, man.
Yeah.
I like Mick Jenkins. I like what he stands for. I love what he's doing over there at that one
Mhm.
platform. I can't think of it, but where he's putting his music out, even or something like what's it called?
Even. Yeah, even
Even,
dot
yeah.
biz.
I think that's really dope. And
Yeah. He has
thanks
a
for coming
recent
on.
EP
Yeah,
called Type Ish.
right.
So yeah, check that
So
out if y'all can.
yeah, and I just like that. Like yeah, like I said, he's coming and having these conversations and stuff, talking to people, and actually can build conversation around around the community. Being that's what we want. This is what we want. We want to have conversations.
I
You know what I
agree.
mean?
It might not
So
come from the people I favor, but hey,
yeah,
conversation. It's all about the bigger picture.
yes,
No pun
man.
intended.
Yeah, man. We trying to push the culture forward. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, I love to like I guess my thing is like when it comes to topics like that, I just wish that the host, in that case, Curtis King, would have gave him a bit more pushback, challenge that idea a bit.
Hmm.
Like I get that you have him on your platform, you want to hear his thoughts, challenge his ideas, and like really unpack that because that
Hmm.
would have been a great conversation to see get unpacked like that.
Hmm.
I would have loved to see
Hmm.
like a conversation like that. I know I'm
Yeah.
like the debater, I like to go back and forth,
Hmm.
but still, just being able to talk to an artist like that and get it from their lens versus like me not being an artist, being
Hmm.
said reviewer, talking from my perspective. I think there's some common middle ground that we could both kind of come to meet at and kind of like agree on. So yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, and I know Curtis is more of a he actually make music, so he probably relate more to that side as well instead of like being a reviewer. You know what I'm saying? So, but but yeah, man, dope conversations, man. If y'all guys want to check out that clip, check it out.
Yeah.
Y'all can find it. Just put it in YouTube.
Curtis King, Mick Jenkins. You'll
Yeah,
see big old Anthony Fantana on that
yeah. Oh
on that.
yeah, that thumbnail. But
Yeah.
another thing we could talk about is what makes a verse the best. And this stems from I saw a guy, I cannot think of his name right now. I cannot. But he did a reaction to a Read My Soul video of Read My Soul saying that Jay Electronica's verse is the best on Control. It's better than Kendrick Lamar, it's better than Big Sean's. So B, I know you have I wouldn't say a controversial point on this song because I heard a lot of people echo this. And let's unpack this, B. Why do you feel that Kendrick Lamar didn't have the best verse? And if so, who verse was best? And could you? I know you're not good at reciting lyrics, but like, what about that verse that was like, oh, that's the standout? Because I just don't see how people felt that way. I just don't see
So,
it.
I relate. I know I could come off as a Kendrick hater on this show. I relate Kendrick doing these like clout chasey moments usually, or like these call out moments, these big stun moments, the shock value moments. I akin it to like a scary movie. When it comes to a scary movie, when you first watch it, that scare initially scares you, like the jump scares and all that.
Mhm.
Or a comedy movie, when you hear the joke, it's gonna make you laugh. But on subsequent watches slash listens, it's like you already see what's coming. You already know what's coming. That jump scare, it's not as powerful as like actually seeing the monster versus the cat jumping out of the bushes and a big old thud just happening, and that just scare you, right? Those moments aren't the impactful ones to me. This is a moment in hip hop, yes, but to me, this verse, like, it's not memorable. Now, I get it. You could say the whole thing of like, it's not memorable as in like the whole verse be like, no, that's crazy.
I
Like,
do. I know the whole verse.
oh, that's crazy. That's crazy. But yeah, for me, like, it was a moment in hip hop. I do acknowledge that. It's a respectable moment because when I first heard it, I'm like, oh, Kendrick is calling him out, saying he murdered them on their own song. I like that. I was like, okay, I'm with that. Especially during the blog era. Like, I was definitely with that. I know there's this whole thing of like, after Kendrick's verse, you kind of turn the song off, kind of like with Hit 'Em Up, where after Tupac's verse, you just turn the song
Mm.
off. Yeah, Jay Electronica is like the stepchild on that song, the stepchild that had talent. Not saying that none of the other guys had talent. I know B, you would say that Big Sean has the most talent on the song.
Okay.
But to me, Jay Electronica, he had a really dope verse, especially when listening to it. Cause I admit, the first time I heard the song, I'm like, Kendrick is shaking it up right now. I was like, yo, I gotta go on whatever site at that time that people was talking about it. I had to go on it. It took me a while to actually go to Jay Electronica's verse back then. But to me, I think Jay Electronica definitely he does his thing on that last verse. I don't like to me he has the best verse. Yes. Like it's not the most memorable, but it's the best. I don't think the best has to be the most memorable. It just depends on how you look at the best.
I just don't understand that. Like, what's so good about the verse? You can't
Jay
even remember a
Electronica.
line off of it, B.
B,
But
I
you can
can't remember a
remember.
line off of Kendrick's.
You,
I remember what he did, but I don't remember it verbatim. But I'm not a
but I'm
line
saying
guy.
you know what he did though, B. That's my
Yeah.
thing. You know what he said.
That's why I
You
said it's
know
a
what he did.
moment. It's a moment.
It could make a. I think like when we say Kendrick make these moments, yes, he make a moment. But if it wasn't anything, if anybody would have said, nobody really cared. It's how you say it. It's the passion behind. It's a good verse. It's the best verse. It's the only verse people talk about. Big
Yeah.
Sean. I believe if Big Sean said people names, nobody really would have cared.
Okay.
You gotta understand, bro.
We
I'm
wait.
like,
Let's put this into context. Control came out after Good Kid, Mad City, correct?
Kid, Mad City. Yeah, I believe so.
Okay, so let's add some context to this conversation. And since you want to say that, Big
Let me
Sean
see.
was not.
August. Say it again.
Big Sean wasn't looked at as like a top tier level MC to where it's like, oh, we want him to like because
That's what
you
people
got
was looking at Big Sean like he was one of the guys in the new school of
well, no,
rapping,
he was
bro.
one of the guys, but in terms of like rapping ability, he was not like top tier.
Bro, people was saying Big Sean was a good rapper
He
back
was
then.
he was in the upper echelon, but he's not lyrically. He was not top tier. But we gotta think about the context of what this is coming off of. If this is coming off of coming after Good Kid, Mad City, Kendrick has something to prove. First of all, he shook everybody up because who in that class, especially Big Sean or Jay Electronica, came out with a better project than Kendrick and took the world by storm, especially hip hop.
You said who out of them took the world by storm?
Took
So
the
you
world by
hold on,
storm.
did you ask me that did this control come out before or after?
Yeah.
It came out after Good Kid, Mad City.
So yeah, who took the world by storm with their latest project? Not Big Sean. He hit the sophomore slump. Jay Electronica, he was the chosen one who failed to actually be the one. Kendrick was
Hold
the one
on,
that
what's this point got to do with anything? I'm talking about the
because I think
verse.
because you said if Big Sean would have said this, no one would have cared. That's why I'm
I'm
adding the
saying they
context into
wouldn't.
it.
I'm saying how he
Because
would
I'm
have said
saying
it.
people don't. Go ahead, B. Go ahead. Go
B,
ahead.
but you said it's a moment. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm telling you how Kendrick said it, what Kendrick did makes it the best verse. His
And I'm
stuff
adding the
was more of a
context that
moment.
because
And I'm saying,
like if this was
you
Section
say,
80
I'm saying
Kendrick, people wouldn't have cared. That's what I'm basically saying. People wouldn't have cared.
Big
This was
Sean was
Section 80
big.
Kendrick.
Then what are you talking about?
But Big Sean didn't say it though. People wasn't looking at him like a lyricist like that. With his first album and his second album, people was crapping
What the
on him.
lyrics?
You know
What
that.
lyricism has to do with this? B?
Kendrick Lamar.
Because if
did he not
if
take
it
the
had,
world by storm with Good Kid, Mad
no,
City?
but if lyricism had anything to do with it, people be talking about Jay Electronica verse, right? The poet, the umbrella of the trees, and all this type of stuff. All that stuff he was saying. He was saying some of. Look, you don't even know the verse. He talking about
I don't know Kendrick's verse either. I keep telling you that.
But you know the moment in the Kendrick verse. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I don't even know Big Sean's verse. He opened the song.
You want to know why? Because Kendrick stole the moment. He stole the verse. He had the best verse.
See, I don't know about best. He had the moment. He had
the best verse. He had the best verse? B. I think Impact. Like we had this conversation about Impact.
Mm-hmm.
Impact matters. B.
It does.
He had impact
in this.
This. What you mean? This
is a moment.
B. What happened after this? B.
Okay, so B. How about this?
People was making songs that weren't even mentioned. It was
because
he
was challenged.
So much
because
control,
they was challenged.
So much control. They wasn't challenged. I'm saying they weren't even named.
People were challenged.
Joe Budden, all them dudes was making.
Well, I mean, Big Crit came out with a better reaction track. Anyway.
What that have to do with anything?
Besides the point.
What that have to do with anything? Nobody care about that. Nobody cares.
See, now you hating. Now you hating.
How am I hating, bro?
Now you hating.
How was Jay Electronica verse better? That's what I'm like. I'm trying to understand. Like, you can't even tell me why.
I think it was written better.
You said Kendrick said it was written better. What he wrote that was so dope.
You can't even remember. I think he just rapped better. This is me.
When people have a best verse, that's the verse people go to and they know. They know that.
Because that's the verse we own. That's the only verse we know. Because that verse is a moment. Okay, so B, here's the difference right here. Like That is for some people, it's a good song. Control isn't a good song. Does Like That have a moment in it? Yes, because he called out Drake and J. Cole. So does Control.
Like That's a dope song, though.
That's what I'm saying. The difference is I'm not.
You don't think Control's a good song?
No, not like that.
It's a good song.
I never went back to it like that, B. Stop that. Come on.
But you say Jay Electronica had the best verse.
Yeah.
You just saying that because Kendrick said names and you said it's a moment. You're not giving me a reason why it's the best, though. What makes it the best?
When I first heard Jay Electronica on this, before I actually went to Genius and all that, I didn't get nothing he was saying. Kendrick,
this is my problem when people be saying this. I heard this a lot. And I'm like, what? I heard people say Big Sean had a better verse. I'm like, come on, get out of here. Come on, bro. I heard that back in the day. Kendrick Lamar had the better verse, bro. He had the best verse. And it's okay
if
to
there
say
was
it.
actually rappers on, I don't like that cloud chasey stuff like that. Like Control was cool. Tuck the rapper in the pajama clothes thing was cool. They moments, but it's like after that, I'm not going back to it like that. It's like it's a moment.
I'm saying everybody do the sneak dissing. Drake do the sneak dissing. Everybody does it. Jay-Z
this
did
was a sneak dissing. He was actually calling people out.
No, you brought up Tuck a pajama.
You
brought up the pajama clothes joint.
Yeah. I said I don't like when Kendrick does that.
So you just don't like when Kendrick does it?
Yeah, no.
So other rappers allowed to do it? So other rappers can do it?
When they do it on their stuff, yes. I like when they do it on their stuff.
So you didn't like when Drake did his little diss into comment on Say Scheming and stuff like that?
No, that was hard.
All right, look.
That was hard. But I will be, but B, I will be real with you. When I first heard it, I didn't know he was talking about Common.
Yeah, you know the context.
You gotta think though.
You know the context now.
Yeah, of course. But you also gotta remember, I'm a big Rick Ross fan.
It's more stuff I can name than I can.
I'm a big Rick Ross fan too, though. So I love that album. I mean that mixtape anyway. That was a bad example because I love that.
I can't have
a
genuine conversation with you, man. Come on, bro.
For me, this is a moment. No, of course. I always say I'm biased. But for me, this is a moment. But that doesn't mean you have the best. Like, to me, no.
So a moment is bad? Is a moment a bad thing?
No, but it just the
You're
moment.
using it
Okay,
as you using the moment as it's bad. B. You're saying like it's just a
no, I'm
moment.
just saying that's why you think it's the best because it's a moment. I'm not saying it's the best.
So who had the
B.
best verse on Hit 'Em Up?
Now I don't know a single person's name outside of Tupac and the Outlaws. I don't know a single person's name in the Outlaws. But Tupac, I'm one of the people after Tupac, and I've heard the song before. I don't care what none of them Negroes are saying. Y'all just coming in on the beef, trying to add on to what Tupac's saying. Y'all little bros. I want to hear just big bro. But I'm a person, I don't like Tupac with features like that though. So there's always a point of contention of something with me. I said this on the last review, and I said this on my Tupac thing. I don't like when Tupac has features. I want him to be on his own.
Man said he don't like when Kendrick do stuff on other people's stuff. He did
I
he
don't.
did that in a cipher. Drake do it. Drake stay dissing people on other people's
Like humble,
songs.
like humble. When I learned it was by Big Sean, I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm here with that. I'm here.
Mm-hmm.
You got me
No.
with that. I like
Mm-hmm.
that. Yeah,
Yeah,
tell
because it's
that
on
Negro
his
to be
song.
humble. Exactly. Tell that Negro to be humble. I like
Why you don't
that.
keep the same energy for other artists, B? Just
How
Kendrick.
many times? How many?
You
How
holding
many you
Kendrick
gonna
up to
do?
the standard, B? Why?
Yeah,
Because he your savior,
he is B. I don't like it when my saviors is hypocritical. B.
B?
I don't like
Oh
it
man,
when they're
I thought, hey,
hypocritical. I don't like it when when they make big impacts. Nah, I don't
oh
like
man,
that.
I
B.
thought we could have a genuine combo, bro. You
I
wilding
literally
right
think
now,
that
B. But
Jay Electronica
you
has a
can't.
better verse. But see, if you
But
would have
I'm.
told me to listen to the song before, I would have actually been able to quote some stuff. See, that's different because I'm not the line quoter.
But I'm saying, but
I think Jay Electronica was a better rapper in this era in general. Better rapper, not better
B
songwriter,
B.
not better
So
songwriter,
you
better
can't
rapper.
quote. So you can't quote nothing from Hit 'Em Up from Tupac. You
Uh,
don't. You can't quote nothing in there.
yeah, but there's iconic lines. Let me
So
see.
Kendrick had an
That's all
iconic
we
line
hear.
too, right? Kendrick had some iconic lines in that verse, right?
I think this is an iconic moment, but not no iconic line. I think this is an iconic moment. See. I don't think just because you have the moment doesn't mean it's better. You get what I'm saying?
I actually don't, bro. Because in this context, we got three
Hmm.
rappers that's rapping on here.
Hmm.
You got three MCs.
I
You know,
think Big
we
Sean is
know Jay,
last. But go ahead.
we know Jay Electronica and Kendrick Lamar are better
Yes,
rappers.
correct.
But you got three people. Big Sean was rapping, Kendrick, and then Jay
Hmm.
Electronica. You're
Hmm.
gonna judge those three MCs like, okay, boom. You don't really go to like, well, you probably would,
No,
but
no. Big Sean, Jay Electronica, and Kendrick is up here. I don't know
I
what
know,
you
but I'm
think.
just saying, Big
Yeah.
Sean came on there like he rapping the type of production it was.
Hmm.
But I think this song was supposed to be on the album, but they couldn't clear a sample.
Yeah,
But
they
I'm
should
just
have.
saying, when you have a moment like this, you have like you have Kendrick Lamar and Jay Electronica on the
Hmm.
same song. You're gonna judge who had the better verse. It's like the Renegade with Eminem and Jay Z. You people like, oh,
Don't
who
ask
had
me
the
that
better
one.
verse?
Don't ask me that one because I'm biased.
All right, all right. I'm not gonna ask you,
Because I'm
but
going to go Jay Z because I like Jay Z more.
yeah, but and I'm saying you have some bit of hate for Kendrick, B, that you go in Jay Electronica verse
I told
over
you
Kendrick
there.
verse.
No, but B, I told you back then, when I first heard it, I was like, "Oh, Kendrick called him out! Whoa!" I was hyped. After the hype dies down, I told you it's like a scary movie. I know what's coming. I'm like, okay. After that, then what? Then what?
So you don't like no dough verses because you already know what's gonna happen.
Nah, it's just to me the biggest thing about about this verse was the call out. To me, I don't care about what else he's saying in that verse. It's the call out that I care about.
So whose problem is that? That yours or his?
That's mine because I'm putting my because that's how I view it. You asked me who I think had the best verse. This is all subjective, but yes. My thing is this, right? I don't care
But you
for like the
still,
moments and
but
stuff
I'm
like
saying
that.
you. I know that, but I'm trying to
Mhm.
say I know you didn't listen to the album. I mean the song freshly. But I'm like when you
Wait,
know,
oh, recently? Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
I'm saying when you know a verse, like you know, like what
Hmm.
was dope about it,
Hmm.
you can say some things.
But I
You
never
can't
was like,
say
oh, Kendrick
nothing.
had the best verse on here. I never said that though. I was always like, oh, this was a moment in hip hop
I'm
history.
using I'm using this one because it was something that popped up in my algorithm, and I just
Hmm.
thought it was a good conversation. But I know you're not the guy that break down lyrics and stuff like that.
Hmm.
I knew you was on the opposite side because I hear people say Kendrick verse is not that good. He just named names.
For
And I'm
me,
like,
it's not.
okay, what was Jay Electronica verse? What was so dope about him just mumbling on the track? Like, yeah, it was not. It was just.
Oh, to me, I like this pocket better in general. I like what Jay Electronica was doing on the song better.
Okay, man. Like you said, it's all subjective. B.
It is. What beside take the moment out, B. Take the moment out. If this was Section 80 Kendrick, would you still look at that verse and be like, "Oh, that was the best verse"? Without the moment, take the moment out.
Yes, I still like that verse.
You would think it's the best? Because the verse
Yeah,
is cool, but
I think it's the better verse,
see that's the
especially from
thing. I think
energy, from all that. I like his verse better.
I don't see why you. I get
You know, see,
it. I
I like
get
his verse
it.
better.
I like Jay Electronica's verse a bit more. But like I said, I haven't listened to this song in a while, so maybe that could change. It needs to be on streaming. Is it on streaming? No, it's not on streaming. But yeah, I've liked Jay Electronica's verse after I've heard it. Back then though, there's no reason for me to go back to the song. I didn't like the song like that.
All right, whatever, man. B gonna be biased towards Kendrick
Of course.
Lamar.
Wait, wait,
What
wait, wait,
picking
wait,
Jay
wait, wait, wait.
Electronica, man? Come on,
Wait,
man.
wait, wait, wait. The same man that came out with Exhibit C? Now this is crazy right now. We saying this, B?
Well, that's
I
like
told you he's the
Exhibit
chosen
C
one
is
who
one of the
wasted.
best. Exhibit C is like also on the best produced songs, hip hop songs from just Blaze. Come on, man.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So why you got this hate boner for Jay Electronica?
I don't hate Jay Electronica. Actually, let me chill.
I'm
But
talking about on this. Wait, wait. What was you about to say? Because you was about to say something crazy, wasn't you?
no, no. I have much respect for Jay Electronica. I really love him as an artist. I'm just saying this verse is not better than Kendrick Lamar verse. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
It's just not. That's it. That's it. That's it.
But
That's it.
why? Why? Besides, like I said, take the moment out.
I said I
What you
like the
talking
energy.
about?
I like that one bar he had about you have a better chance trying to skydive, like talking about like how far he is as how he has the dang I can't think
I'm
of
looking
it
at the
off the
lyrics
off
right
the
now.
dome.
That's why I'm asking you.
But I'm just saying he had lines in there that was dope to me, bro. Like he had a whole little scheme in there, and then that's when he went into like the calling of the names at the end, and I'm like that passion, the energy he came on there just was dope.
I forgot this was the song. I don't smoke crack, mother effer. I sell
I sell
it.
it.
I forgot this came from this song.
Yeah,
Damn.
all that was dope, bro. That verse was
Wait.
better.
Mm, mm. See, you should have told me to listen to this beforehand. Mm,
Yeah, no, that verse is and then Jay Electronica verse wasn't
mm,
even long.
mm.
It wasn't even a long verse. He didn't get much out of there.
So you told me it's just off of Wu Tang Forever off of Logic's album? That's what you
You
told
say
me?
what?
It's
All right, man. All right,
just
chill out, chill out, chill out. We gonna maybe you should have listened to that song again. But
but
I didn't even
going
listen to
back
the
to the
song again.
actual
I just know
topic.
it.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
but I like Jay Electronica back then during this time.
I did too. I come on, man. I knew the Attack of the Clones. I had all that stuff. Don't play with me, bro. Oh nine. I've been knowing him since oh 09, bro. Oh 08, oh 09. I know,
No, no,
bro.
see, I'm not gonna do that
Spitting
and say,
out
oh,
rappers,
I've
you
been
know,
doing
not
this.
chains. Come on, man. I come on,
No,
bro.
but
I
I'm
know.
saying, I liked him during this time. So I don't know. For me, it's once the shock value leaves for me, like I said, it's like a scary movie. It's like, oh,
All right. All right, B, I got you, man.
I want to know what makes a verse the best, since that's the topic though.
Uh, I believe that, of course, dope rapping.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you got to steal the show. You got to bring that energy,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that's what Kendrick did on Control. That's why I used it, because I see a lot of people try to take it from him just because he named names. I'm like, yo, he had some dope lines,
Mm-hmm.
some quotables, and yes, if you listen to that verse, he's going,
Mm-hmm.
he's
Mm-hmm.
rapping.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm saying I'm listening to Jay Electronica verse because I was like, okay, even though I haven't listened to it recent, but I'm just saying,
Mm-hmm.
going back to Jay Electronica verse, some of the stuff I remember, I'm like, bro, he was like mumbling on the track. It was
And
just
see,
him.
can I pedal on your point?
Yeah, what's up?
I think the problem with this is that the moment is so big to me that it overshadows Kendrick's verse. Because like I said, I forgot the whole I don't smoke crack.
I don't smoke crack, month. I sell
I
it.
completely forgot about that, B. The
Hmm.
only thing I remember about that verse is Kendrick calling people out. That's the only thing I remember. That's the only thing I
And
remember
that,
control for like that though.
I'm just saying, what makes that a problem though? I don't think that's a problem.
No, I'm just saying, like I think Jay Electronica was rapping in a better pocket for me.
Okay. So what
But
makes a better
also,
verse to you? What you just think the pocket's
it
better?
no, I think it depends on what I'm. Obviously, it has to go with Sonics. It has to be matching the actual song itself. Matching the song is in tone, not the subject matter. We know Kendrick didn't do that. I don't like that, but I don't like that, so that's not a good example for that. Uh, Dang, I hate the fact that you brought up Stay Scheming because that's a very good example. But I get that for what the context was, and it's like, all right, this
Mm-hmm.
goes in context with that. Even though I didn't know it was about Common until later. Dang, I think it's that moment that takes away because I don't remember nothing about this verse besides that. Because now I'm looking, tell Flex to drop a bomb on this ish. So many bombs
Mm-hmm.
ring the alarm like Vietnam on this
And
ish.
then,
So many bombs make Farrakhan think that's Saddam in this. B, that's hard.
bruh, he has a lot of hard stuff in here. It's a
No, but
dope
see, that's the thing
verse.
though. For me, it just overshadows because all I remember from the song is, oh yeah, I like Jay Electronica's verse.
That's what I'm saying. And I was saying, yo, if you thinking of the moment, like actually break, like listen to the verse.
Hmm.
Like it's a dope verse. And I
Hmm.
just think he said things, but it's like with Pac. Pac, like we talked about Pac, like with the emotion. Like Pac not trying to do all these crazy assemblies, blah, blah, blah. He has like the energy. He's
Hmm.
giving you just straightforward stuff. And that's why I like
Hmm.
for the Kendrick verse. That's that moment. That's what steals the show. That's what it is. That's that. Like even if I could name other verses, but I know you probably can't.
So,
You want
so here's my example for this. B. I don't like "Hit 'Em Up" as a song.
okay,
I like Pac's verse though.
yeah.
'Cause I think it sounds the best on there. But besides that, I don't like it as a song. I don't
Eh,
know if that helps add context to it because I get it. Oh yeah, I'm gonna let my little homies ride out on y'all. I'm just like, don't care.
But
I don't
why
know
was that song so big?
why the song so big was because of the impact in the moment.
I'm
Why the
saying
song was so
of
big.
the beef.
Oh come on, because Pac was the most vicious out of all that.
Yeah, F you
Yeah.
too. So, you know what? And then at the end, what he did, F you too, just going
Hmm.
in on everybody.
Hmm.
But I'm just saying, he like creating a moment in your verse speaks volumes. Have you ever like did a project or like I'm trying to think of it like an example of like you doing something with a group like with your friends and one of your friends did something like dang wish I did that, like dang he said that. I'm saying
On
if
the
you in that
pod, when you
competition,
when you talk sometimes,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's just it's certain things when that happen. That's when that verse is like F. Like you probably Jalen Trucker like crap. I should have said those niggas' names. You get what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So it's like that's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking.
See, I get where you coming from. So it's not what makes the verse best, but what makes it more memorable.
It could be memorable. Yeah, I'm saying
Cause
all that. I
I
feel like
guess for
all
me,
that.
I could
Mhm.
put those things in two different categories. Think about it like this, B. Think about the movies that are super memorable in pop culture versus what you think are better movies, like the indie films and stuff like that.
Mhm.
That's how I'm kind of taking it as like you've seen more and better indie films than you have like regular
Like big major
mainstream.
motion
Yeah,
pictures.
like I'm pretty sure you've seen an indie film. You was like, oh, this is better than Barbie, but Barbie had rave reviews though.
Yeah.
It was most remembered.
Right.
So that's why I'm taking this as which one is better versus which one is more iconic and memorable. Because if you
So
said
and
that, then yeah, then yeah, Kendrick has the most memorable thing on here. It's like it's the Tupac effect. After this verse, people turn the song off.
so you're putting it into numbers. So you saying, oh, movie bigger, so it has more eyes on it. Indie film could be better, but had lesser eyes on it. So you said since Kendrick had the bigger moment, it overshadows everybody else.
Yeah, but I think that's the thing about that
But they had
song.
the same amount of eyes on that song. We all listen with ears. That's what I'm saying. It's attracting the same audience. An indie
But
film is more lower key.
but what about Hit 'Em Up then?
But you're
The
comparing
only
a
verse
moment,
you.
I said, but you're comparing a moment, but I'm saying they
Mhm,
all in the same movie. That's what I'm saying. It's the same movie.
mhm. But
So
how many
like
times have you seen a movie where someone's favorite character is this, but you know so and so had a better acting role in that movie?
if you like, oh, you have a character that's like, okay, I liked his character development really well. He was a really dope actor, but this is the bigger name you're saying, right?
Yeah,
This
the
guy's the
bigger
bigger
name
name.
or like had more screen time and things like that. But you knew
He
like
was
there
a
was a role that was better acted over in the movie somewhere else.
But since he has the name, so you said Kendrick name and him naming names overshadowed everything.
Yes.
But
I'm not saying Control is a bad verse, but I'm saying out
mhm.
of everything I remember from the song, that's the only thing I remember was the name calling.
but
Like I
in
don't
this
remember
situation,
nothing Big Sean said. He's the first one.
but I'm saying
B,
that's
do you
big.
know how crazy that is? I don't
But
know
that's big.
nothing Big Sean
But what
said.
I'm saying
And
is
you know I
that's
love Big
big.
Sean.
Yeah, but
Or at
I'm
least
saying that's
used to.
Big Sean problem. Like it's hard for me to compare it to a movie in that situation of like characters because there's different roles that being played. They got different
Hmm.
time. Like even with Kendrick, he rapped longer. And Jay
Hmm.
Electronica, hey, I'm pretty sure there's more B level. I don't think he had much to say. But I'm like to choose because like I don't know. They don't know what they just get sent. They didn't know who was on the song. They got sent it. That's his problem.
Hmm.
That's on him. You know what I
Hmm.
mean?
Hmm.
Kendrick came on there and he had something to say. You got overshadowed. That's on you. That's
Yeah,
what I'm
I
saying.
respect it.
That's what I'm like. I'm trying to see because I'm seeing. I saw people in the past saying Jay Electronica had a better verse, and I'm like, how? And
I'm gonna read
and
some
bro,
stuff
it's
off to you. We
we
can see. You could check my name on the books. I earth, wind, and fired the verse, then reignite, ign, then re-engine the hook, reignited the hook, or then rained on the hook. Oh, I can't read. The legend of Dorothy Flowers proclaiming from the roof, the tale of magnificent king who came from the nooks of the wild magnolia, woohoo, mother of many soldiers. We live by every single word she ever told us.
pause.
Watch over our
What he mean?
shoulders.
What he talking about?
Let me look.
You don't know what he talking about, B.
I told you when I first heard this song, I didn't know what he was
You
talking
don't know
about.
what he
I said
talking
before
about.
Genius, I didn't know.
But I'm saying you don't know. Let's say I found my name on a rock, and I remember, and I came from a rock. Some from the rock. I remember that, but I'm like,
That's on the we landed here on Plymouth Rock.
in rock
That's
type
on
of
that type
like,
of stuff.
yeah.
That's
That's
on
what I'm
that
saying.
type of stuff. I'm just
I'm like,
saying.
some people don't know what this man talking about.
Hmm.
So I'm like, bro, like, get out of here. This verse was not better than Kendrick's verse, bro. I'm sorry, it wasn't, bro.
To me, better moment. I agree with that.
Better verse too.
But like I said, to me, when it comes to like verses, I don't care about the song like the other verses. But when it comes to like impact and like, yes, this verse has one of the biggest impacts in hip hop, especially during this time.
Hmm.
And it was one of the bigger moments that we had in this time because it's like, whoa. It's like he called all these guys out and we got all these responses.
Yeah.
But I don't think that just because of that, it makes it the best verse. I will say this, it makes it the most standout verse.
All right, which makes it better. Let's just move on, B, because we're not gonna agree with this. We're not gonna agree because this. Look, I'm gonna end it on this. When, like I said, I brought up the Renegade, J and M.
Mhm.
That's a verse that people talk about. You know, two of the top MCs. Also,
Mhm.
Nas saying M watched him on his own song, which made added more fuel to that. You have not a good. It was some people saying Jay
Mhm.
Electronica had a better verse. Some
Mhm.
people saying Big Sean have a better verse, but it was never like a
I don't
really.
get down with
Yeah,
that
yeah,
one.
yeah. It was a few. It was a few people, tiny
Okay.
bit. But I'm saying that. But I'm saying that how I know that Kendrick verse was more, like you said, it's more impactful, more of a bigger moment, and I feel like it
Mhm.
was better because even when, even at the moment, nobody was bringing up, nobody till this day still, to like Read My Soul, he had his little, he brings conversations, was like, man, they was neck and neck. I didn't know who had the better verse from
Mhm.
Jay Electronica, Kendrick. When Jay Electronica said I had my name from a rock and I was signed from the rock because I came from a, nobody's singing that. Nobody's saying that. Like nobody's having these conversations. They
Uh-huh.
get you the stuff you just spit off, boy, talking about, bro. And nobody knows what he talking about. The sweet
Mhm.
magnolia, the way I looked at her. I'm from Magnolia Projects from New Orleans, but the weather, the raindrop on my ear, on my eyelid, fall down to my
No, Jay
eyelashes.
Electronica don't
Like, come
rap
on.
like that. Don't stop playing Jay Electronica like that. See, you being disrespectful now, B. You played on
Hold
his
up.
name.
And God is my witness, so you could get it from Hova. Tell all your magicians that
Oh, that's kind of hard. That's kind of hard. God's my witness, so you can get it. That's kind of hard. Come
I
on,
ain't saying
B.
it. I didn't say that wasn't hard.
I'm just saying,
Yeah,
come on, that was kind of hard.
I'm just saying, bro.
I told you we was
Hold on.
back it
Before
in.
we go, it's
Hmm.
the eyelashes that umbrellas when it rains from the heart.
Hmm.
And the tissues is like an angel kissing you in the dark. You go for the blind sight to the hindsight, passion of the Christ, right? To basking into the limelight. It takes time to get your mind right.
Okay,
J
okay.
Electricity, PBS Mysteries.
Oh, okay. Keep going, keep going. And then Lofty plays Tangling with Satan over history. Oh, B, he might have the best verse. B, what are you talking
Come on,
about?
man.
Come on, he's going right
It's
now.
there's
He's
no
spinning right now,
way.
B.
Not said he not spitting because it's J Electronica. He's one of the
Come
dopest.
on, B. Come on,
But I'm
you was
saying,
flowing.
but B, who's reciting that? B, nobody talking.
B,
Nobody. We're
I
not
don't.
having that conversation. You couldn't even
Okay,
think of a bar. You
I
had to
agree.
relook at it.
I couldn't think of Kendrick's bars either. Why do you keep making this point? I can remember no one's bars.
But I'm saying
I
what
don't.
was
You know
going
what, B?
on.
How about this? I don't even
You know
remember
what
all
was
the
going on,
names
my
that Kendrick
boy.
called out on this song. I'm gonna be real with you. I'm on the lyrics right now. Let me see.
Come on, man. We gotta
Come
move on
on, B.
because we ain't gonna agree.
Yeah, I'm not. Now, see, now I gotta see who all he called out on this song. Dang. Okay, Jermaine Cole, Big Crit, Wale, Pusha T, Meek Mills, A$AP Rocky,
Mac
Drake,
Miller,
Big
I
Sean,
don't know. I'm a fan of
Electron,
y'all, but I'm trying
Tyler,
to murder
Mac
you.
Miller.
I'm trying to make
Okay,
sure. Yeah,
okay, okay. You should have put Rick Ross on this
I'm a
song.
fan of y'all,
Okay.
but I'm not trying to murder you. I'm trying to make sure you're. You say what? Why would he say Rick
This
Ross?
verse. Come on, V Power
Come
Circle.
on, man. Nah.
Overall, Kendrick,
Come on,
bigger
man.
moment,
Next
more
conversation.
standout. But Jay, I mean, yeah, Jay Electronica had the best verse. Come on,
Better
let's come
verse.
on. Thank you, thank you.
No, no,
But yeah,
no.
next
Kendrick,
topic.
better verse.
No, Jay Electronica. You literally was reading this stuff off. It was going off. Kendrick had the higher energy. I will give you that. He sounded like he was in pocket. See,
That
I
was my
need to see
passion. If he would have
B.
came
I'm
like
see
me, it would have been different.
CB. Next, what we've been jamming. I'm gonna try and listen to this song, and I'm gonna come back with my verdict. I hope I don't say Kendrick.
Okay.
This gonna stop over the whole conversation. I better not re-listen to that. Be like, God dang it, B, you was right. Do you know how many times I said that in my life?
Hey, I'm just saying,
Oh
man.
man. All right, but let's go on to the next topic. I know
Man.
this is one that you've been itching to talk about. Should we just ignore Kanye? B, I know your Lord, your Savior, the guy who had the chain of a very racial injustice that happened many years ago. He got it iced out. I don't know from who. No one ever claims like, oh, we need to find out who actually made the chain, but that's neither here nor there. He recently had a interview with academics. Boy was moving furniture during the interview. Boy wasn't prepared. Then he later on came out in a whole all black tailored triple K suit. Now I know B, you said that. Ooh, he had that ish on, but B, you got to be objective in this conversation. Do we just ignore Kanye from now on? Like
Who clucks Kanye?
Well, come on, B. You saw that. You saw the reason he does Virgil. He said just because he's evil. He's been going on this nasty rant. Bully V1
I
didn't do
think
what
we
he thought it
should.
was going to do.
Hmm.
Go ahead, B. Go ahead.
I think we should get rid of Kanye, bro. I think we should let him go. We should just ignore him. No, not in that way, not in that way. But I'm just saying that he should be ignored. He should be blocked. He should be just out of the ecosystem. Like we just because he's not bringing anything of any substance. He's trying to have all these conversations. He's bouncing all these ideas, but it's not. Sometimes he makes a point, like it connects, and then it just veers off to something just that destroys his whole point. It's like, okay, now why do this make you want to do this? Like it's just crazy. I'm like, he's insane, and I feel that he do struggles with mental health issues because I could tell when it's like he loves attention. I don't really like using this word, but I think it really applies to him. It's narcissistic. Like I think Kanye actually is a narcissist. Like I don't even like using that term because I know a lot of people just throw that out. But a lot of his characteristics shows that, especially him being in the public eye. It could be, you know, the light is
Amplified.
all on him. Yes, amplified. So it's
Mhm.
like I'm actually just got to. I didn't watch none. I saw first. I looked at a little bit of the clip of him and of
Academics.
Ack, and then at the end, Act played like a song, and I was like, I can't even watch this. I don't click none of those clips that go on Twitter. I don't know, man. I think I'm Kanye'd out. I don't even know if I can just go on and listen to any like newer Kanye West music, just because I'm just kind of sick of the antics. Like I can listen to old stuff because I just, that's different. I experienced that different. That wasn't the Kanye that I'm used to, that I see now. And I don't know. I feel like the music is, if the music was still good, we might give him a little like leeway, because the people so in love with Kanye that when he was quiet, when he was like not just smiling when people pop up, wasn't saying much. We all wanted this comeback. They all wanted the album to be dope. Like, oh, Kanye finna have like one of the best comebacks and stuff like this. Like we want him to win so bad, but we just gotta let him go. I just think that who we remember Kanye as is just, he's not that. He always been this. And I have a take. I don't know how this will go, but who people think Drake is, Kanye is, bro. Kanye, and that's too extreme. Like he's way more corny. He's way more lost. He's like he's out of there, bro. So I don't know. I think I'm done with Kanye B.
Dang. Didn't I tell
Yeah.
you a while ago in the last section that like I'm gonna hate when I come on here and I say, B, you were right. You just made a complete point that I never even thought of. He
Yeah.
was right.
Mm-hmm.
He is kind of Drake like amplified.
Mm-hmm.
What people think Drake is, Kanye is
Mm-hmm.
that. And I never
Yeah.
thought about it through that lens because I'm just like, huh.
He wasn't in the streets. He didn't like if you go back to all that stuff, like nah. Like he's not that street Chicago kid. He's that pretty much suburban kid as well. Like it's all that, bro. Like
Mhm. This
even
kind
that,
of
just from the corniness, bro.
this kind of reminds me of a topic that I recently watched on YouTube by I Used to Pay, talking about are you a bad person if you still listen to certain artists
Mm-hmm.
like a King Von, like a R. Kelly, like a Kanye West. And he's saying like, oh, Kanye is my favorite artist or rapper of all time. He
Mm-hmm.
says like, but it's making it hard to separate the artist from the art when the
Mm-hmm.
art, I mean when the artist's motives and thoughts is reflected in the music. I think the biggest testament of us really talking about this is like Vultures. While I always say like Kanye's decline lyrically was on Yeezus and Downward, that's when the decline lyrically happened. But looking at something like what his antics was before Vultures one came out with him and Ty Dolla Sign, him talking about that in the song, but I'm still the king or I'm on top, whatever the song is at the end,
Mm-hmm.
him bringing that quote unquote hurtful rhetoric onto the album, and him now we can't remember what was being said or told on that Bully V1
Mm-hmm.
because now these newer antics are overshining the music.
Mm-hmm.
This is booty butt backwards now. It's like no, you was
Yes.
doing to promote the music. Now your antics are just promoting other antics that you're doing. The music got shelved. Like no one even cared about what you just did. I'm B. It's hard to say, and I get it. We're not letting Kanye go in terms of like
Mm-hmm.
everything up to before Vultures one. We're not. Many people ain't letting Kanye go. It's just so hard, and we've talked about this before. B.
Mm-hmm.
When the legends live long enough, and we see what they become. It's just
Mm-hmm.
so hard. It's like, what do we do with this? It's like I
It's
don't want to let Kanye go, B, because I hate to say this. I hate to be this person. He made graduation, B. He made my
yeah,
music
that's
on
what
the
I'm saying. That
B.
yeah,
B.
yeah.
We've talked about this on the channel before. Kanye at
Mm-hmm.
least got one more in him, B. He got one more.
Yeah. B,
Please.
I think he's watching the way that I thought, man. Because he was quiet. He started being more quiet again. He put out
Hmm.
vultures, and then he was
Hmm.
just chilling. He was quiet. And I'm like, I think he's gonna cook up something. But now it's like he's stepping on his own dope. It's like he's just doing the worst. He's just building a bad case for him. And it's like, bro, you're not gonna come back from this. So I think if we ignore him, the crazy dang, it's another thing I'm about to say. If the world completely ignored Kanye West, Kanye might kill himself. Like we not trying to laugh. I'm not trying to laugh at this. Somebody said he might fake his death. Somebody
I
said he
see that.
might.
I
Somebody
see
said he
that. I
might
don't
fake his
know.
death. I forgot who said that, but I think he actually would wipe himself out.
Wait, was that
Delete
oh, the leader said that?
who?
I thought that
No,
was
no, I don't know.
Dom who
I was
said
saying he
that.
might delete himself. I don't know who
Oh.
said it. I just remember somebody said it,
Hmm.
but I think he will. He'll kill himself. He'll off himself, bro. I feel
He
like if nobody gave him no more attention, mm-mm.
I don't want to. It's just funny that you say it like that, B. But I'm really thinking, like, does he thrive off of attention?
Seems
I don't
like
know
it.
why, but we're making him seem like he's Freddy Krueger, B. How Freddy Krueger feeds off of our fear, and if we don't give him fear no more, he becomes weak. Is that what Kanye is? We don't give him any more attention, he becomes weak.
It seems like it. Somebody else said I still don't remember where I heard this, but I think it was the company man. He said Kanye had an insert in the magazine in like 2005 or six or somewhere in there when he says that he needs to be dealing with some type of adversity. So like, he needs some type of enemy to like push him forward. And he used that, to make dope music to make him you tell him he can't do something before he can do it. And he used that as motivation. And I'm like, yo, that's dope. But in this instance, I'm like, is he doing that? Is he trying to make the whole world come against him and being like, I could come back? Because remember, he came back from being, oh, they froze all my accounts to like having all back worth $1 billion. I am unchained. I'm no longer, enslaved by any businesses. I am my own thing. I'm independent. And it's like, is he taking another direction of having that adversity, like going at different groups, doing all this stuff just to be like, if everybody hates me, how could I come back and everybody love me again? Like, I don't know. I don't know what goes on in his mind. If you actually hear this man think and talk, it's like, yo, what in the world is going on? Because he will make a point, and I'm like, okay, I understand that. Then he makes something, I'm like, what the? Why did that get you to here? B is like, yeah, man. Like they was like, listen, they profit off our pain. So let's profit off their pain. Like, just use that as an example because I know you like use that as an example. Like, that don't make sense. You don't profit just because come, bro. And it B, it's just sad. It's sad because we love Kanye so dearly, bro. Like just because of the music. And also some of the stuff he was saying, he spoke to the people, not even just black people. So
To the common
I
man.
don't know. To the common man, bro. Freaking
B,
Kanye.
do we think that Kanye is trying to be a martyr?
I hope not. You think somebody? I mean,
He's gonna be because he's gonna knock on wood. He's going to be idolized as a martyr when his time comes. In general, he's going to be.
mhm,
So that's just one thing where it's like all these bad antics, and I don't want to akin it to someone else because this is way different. Think
mhm,
about another artist we had, legendary, great music, but they had some very danging allegations. Except Kanye's
mhm.
doing it to himself. That's the worst part. So it's one of those things where it's like it's conspiracy theorist sage right here. It's starting to line up and not look good. Except Kanye's been on this whole little what would I call it? This hateful rhetoric for a long while. I'm surprised nothing has happened to him. And it's kind of like he wants something to happen to him, especially with the whole Jay-Z tweet thing. I'm not going to say specifically what he said. You guys can look that up. What he said, him expecting to be taken out, even though he was expected to be taken out beforehand. I'm just like,
And
Kanye,
then
what are you
said,
getting? I think he
then
just
said
wants
the,
to be praised.
and then he said the people coming to his house trying to put him in the hospital. Like he want that to happen. It seemed like he want. That's what I'm saying. I don't know just from that old insert he said and like what he used for motivation. Is this just a new way of him doing it? Him being like this freaking edge lord final boss. It's like, bro, you're almost like, is he in his 50s? Like, come on, bro, this is not edgy no more. Like, I don't
And then
know.
him saying all the negative
You
stuff
done this
on.
before, B. We seen it. That's why I know. Look, he noticed that all the anti-Semitic stuff, all the other stuff he was saying wasn't getting much attention. Like what he wanted, it didn't get the attention that he wanted. So he went the route of attacking someone kids, and then he goes and says, "It seemed like when I said that about the kids, that is worse than what I was saying about the anti-Semitic stuff I was saying." I'm like, "Yes, bro, because you never took that approach. We heard all the other stuff before. It's nothing new, but you talk about kids now. It's like, whoa, let's take him out now."
It's like
Like
he's
Kanye,
hitting new and new lows each
and
time.
he's trying to, he did that. He knew the kid. Like, come on, man,
That's the
come
worst
on,
part. I
bro.
thought this was your family.
B, man, it's crazy, bro. I don't know. I
It's
just
like
think it's time for us to just ignore him, bro.
I think it's been time for that, honestly. But
Yeah.
yeah, I think Kanye is just. I guess the better question is Kanye redeemable?
I think any man through time, any human, you could redeem yourself in a way.
Any?
Especially if you any. No, I wouldn't say any. I think
No.
it depends on what you did. But I feel like Kanye has been saying a lot of hurtful things, but we have no camera, no visual evidence of him actually doing nothing physically to like women, nothing harmful to babies. And I hate to say this, because it acts like we giving, him speaking hate speech, like
A
some type of
grace.
like, okay, some grace, like, okay, maybe he can come over from that. But I think you can, to be honest with you. I feel like long as you ain't really hurt nobody and we don't have nothing visually to see it, because sometimes you can do that and you can overcome it. So what Kanye's doing, to be honest, I think somehow he could overcome it because some people are not gonna f with him regardless. But I think in the public eye, he kind of mostly will be like, oh, it's just Kanye being Kanye. He's back to old Kanye now. He's 60 years old. He don't talk like that no more. You know what I'm saying? We'll probably look at him different when he's older and all this type of stuff. So I think he might could, but I don't want him to. I kind of want him to just disappear.
So knocking on wood again. If we find out tomorrow that he has some type of condition and it's life threatening, chronic, do
Mhm.
we give him a pass for saying all this stuff because this is a certain condition that would have affected his mental or his brain? Do we give him a pass and be like, well, he wasn't in his right mind because he got that thing. So
No, because I think we tried to give him that pass already. Bro, we had every excuse for Kanye. Man, he ain't
hmm
been the same since his mom died.
hmm
He's bipolar. He ain't right mentally right now. We
hmm
gave him all the excuses. I think those excuses is gone. I think it's going to take a lot of time and a lot of Kanye kind of disappearing from the light and stopping all these antics for us to actually, you know, allow him back in the graces of the society, I guess, to most
hmm
people. but
yeah. I
but
talked about him like he's an animal.
he acting like an animal, B. He's acting like an animal,
Like,
B.
he's exiled from society until he can get better.
We gotta take Kanye out back, B.
Oh, yeah, listen.
We might gotta take him out back, B. I'm just saying, you gotta stop, bro. Bro is Ku Klux Kanye. It's crazy, bro. All
That's
black
your
Ku
favorite
Klux
rapper, B.
Kanye.
Remember that. That's your favorite rapper. You said, "Ooh, the way
Oh,
that he remixed the fit." Ooh, you texted me that,
oh,
B. I was like, "Come on,
yeah.
B. This is craziness right now."
It'd have been crazy if he had like Grand Wizard like type patches and stuff on his sleeve, on his guard.
Oh, like how War Generals do with the patches and
Yeah,
all
bro.
that.
Because
No,
that's what.
that's
Because usually,
crazy.
nah, the KKK members be having all type of like little patches and stuff on them. Like
Like
how
achievements, like
many?
Purple Hearts and all that.
Yeah, bro. It'd be all type of little stuff over there. The Grand Wizards, bro. They put in work.
That is
How
insane.
many?
No,
How
that's
many you
crazy.
got?
He's
How
saying
many?
that you put in work. They put in work.
B, they put in work.
Oh
Oh
man.
my god, bro. Yeah, Kanye got to stop, bro. Boy, think he
Yeah.
Clayton Bisbee. What's his name?
Clayton Bigsby. Yeah. From the Dave
Yeah,
Chappelle
man,
show.
you tripping, yeah. Yes, bro.
Yeah. I don't think he could fall any further. Unless some video evidence of bad stuff come out.
Yeah.
But hopefully that doesn't happen. And hopefully that doesn't exist because he didn't do it. How about I say that? So yeah. Should we just ignore Kanye? What are y'all doing in the comment section, man? And last bit, Drake, man. He's just stealing Kendrick's sauce like all the time.
B. He
I'm
won't
getting
let the
frankly
beef go.
I'm tired of him being influenced. I mean, black and white music video, obviously from Kendrick. The hat thing, obviously from Kendrick. And we know Kendrick invented dancing.
Yeah, I mean,
It's like
he
what
called Dave free, bro. He had to call Dave free, bro.
and be the
Yeah.
owl. Oh my God. Come on.
It was-
You gotta let it go, dude. You gotta let it go.
well, I know you didn't watch the video in
Yeah.
full. I did. I thought the video was okay. I just wish it was more. I wish it was color because the song is doom, 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 You know, it's like a
I wish it
upbeat
was like
song. It's like,
disco synth,
yes, bro. I
how
wanted to
like Tory
feel that.
Lanez was
Yeah.
doing the promotional videos and stuff for Alone at
Uh-huh.
Prom. I wish Drake would have done something similar like that to that, or
But
like kind
but
of
I
like how they did the Walk It Out. I mean, not Walk It Out, Walk It Talk It video with
yeah. Oh, that,
Migos.
I
I
see.
wish it was like
I
that.
would have wanted him in like the like it could be like the late 80s, but like in very colorful dancing 80s type of like outfit on, you know what I'm saying?
Kind of
Like
like
something
Soul
like very
Trainish.
bright. Like you know how like a Hotline Bling video, even though it was color, but it wasn't like super colorful, but it was bright.
Hmm.
But I wanted
Hmm.
this to have like colors, like reflect what I hear. You know what I'm saying? And like, come on, you. It's just I feel like that song needed more character to it. The black and white video kind of didn't do it justice. It was a cool video, it was all right, but I just think that it could have been much better if he just added some color, a different theme. I think the treatment didn't do it justice. They should have had more dancing, more outlandish, silly stuff. You know, when Drake don't take himself seriously, he like at his best, bro. Like he's funny. So
Yeah,
I don't know. That's the only thing I just didn't like about the video. I'm like, why black and white? Like, come on, bro. But
yeah.
these two guys are gonna be tied together forever. So you can't put out a Drake video and not try to find the Kendrick disses and what's the subliminals and the way he moved his feet. He was doing the squabbled up dance. You know, he used black and white. Kendrick
Kendrick
uses
done that
black and white.
before. He's the only artist that I've ever done that. It's like, all right,
So
dog. Like,
yeah, so man, I don't know. I just wish, well, not even a wish. It will never happen. They will always be tied together, just like Jay-Z and Nas. So it's just a new version, bro. This is a new vamp. This is Jay-Z and Nas 2.0, 20.0.
it's
It's
worse though.
times.
It's way
It's
worse.
crazy. Way worse. But the video overall was okay. I wish, like I said, more color. I like to see Drake out, you know. He has a song that people's like, okay, this is the one. Sucks that Party wasn't on this track. You know, he ain't getting the love from this one. He's not even in the music video. He
Hey,
actually
it's on the same album. So hey, them
hey, but
streams count to that album. Hey,
yeah, but hey, but Drake name is the only one up under there. Party couldn't even get a freaking cameo,
cameo.
but SGA could. You got Shy Gill on the video, but no.
Who's SGA? I've noticed people saying that. I don't know who that is.
He's an NBA player. Played for the Oklahoma Thunder. I said
What's his
Oklahoma.
actual name?
Oklahoma City Thunder. Shy Gill Alexander.
Oh yeah, I definitely didn't know that one.
Yeah, he's in the race for the MVP this year. He's from Canada. Dope player.
Oh,
He's
so
really
that's
dope.
why they was bringing it up. Okay, 'cause I seen
Doom.
people bringing up him, and I guess the basketball player that Drake was cool with from Not Like Us, D
DeMar
Rose.
DeRozan. Yeah,
Yeah, DeMar Rosen. I was like, I
yeah,
don't get who this other guy is.
yeah,
But yeah, I think it was a waste of them promoting like, oh, this is gonna be shot on IMAX cameras.
yeah. I'm like,
Okay,
so
like I'm looking at the final product being, I'm like, this was shot on the IMAX cameras. I'm like, I've seen IMAX movies. This was nothing to be. You shooting something in black and white on a IMAX camera is a waste.
it's not like Christopher Nolan. You know, when he do it in black and white on IMAX, it's a little different. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
I'm like,
it's Christopher Nolan.
but I'm just saying, don't you? If you put that on like a YouTube, like, don't they compress it?
Yeah, it's
I
never
could
going
be
to be the
wrong.
actual. It's
Yeah,
never going to be the actual quality on any
yeah,
streaming service that you put it on, like
yeah.
YouTube,
Right.
Instagram, Twitter. Like you'd
So
have
it
to
was
actually download the original source, or it has to be on some
facts.
streaming service. Like, no, the only way you could truly see the quality is if you actually buy it physically and have it like on a CD.
Yeah, you need that. You need that, bro. I don't know. I think it was a letdown, but it's okay. Whatever. It's a video.
Yeah,
We don't really care about music videos unless it's tied to a beef, anyways. Nobody care about music videos.
yeah. I'm about
Nobody.
to say music. I think we've been talking about it. Music videos been on the decline. Like I told
The
you, I haven't
only
watched a music video in I don't know how long.
the only music
Besides the
videos we
stuff
talk.
for the channel.
Yeah, the only videos we talked about Squabbled Up, Nokia, and Not Like Us music video.
Mhm.
That's it.
Dang, Future didn't come out with a single music video last year.
Nobody's gonna talk about it. Family Matters video too. We talked about.
Oh
We
yeah.
only talk about videos when they had to do with the beef. Nobody really care about videos, bro. They'll
Mm.
watch them if they on YouTube. Oh, video came out, but nobody care about it.
Dang, was Lyrical Lemonade the last big name in music videos?
That actually was pushing stuff out. Yeah, because it wasn't really like a, artists usually put out their own stuff on they Vivos and stuff like that. But
Hmm.
Lyrical Lemonade was actually putting out like independent artists, like artists that was up and coming. That's how they got that run.
Yeah.
But
I was just thinking
but
because I'm like,
they
dang, who
they
else
kind
does
of
music?
I don't know if they changing their direction when it comes to the music videos, but it seems like they not don't have the same effect they used to have anymore. Like they used
No,
to put rappers on. Now it's like I don't know what's going on.
it just lost its. I think it's one of those things that it's like one of those things like forgotten with the times. I mean, because he came
Yeah.
out with his own album. He did a whole Eminem music video last year.
Hmm.
He was doing stuff with Yeet. Now he's doing these lyrical lemonade or lunchroom freestyles or whatever. So
I think he's
he's
trying to
still,
do a different direction.
yeah, because it's not even on the main channel. It's on another channel.
You got to evolve. It's kind of like Hot Ones and all that. You know, you got to evolve the platform, especially when you that big. Sometimes you got to evolve into different things. So,
Yeah, him doing the whole documentary with Chief Keef and all that. So yeah,
mhm.
I agree. But yeah,
Yeah,
you guys don't care about Nokia music video. Y'all just want to dissect it. And it seemed like the
yeah,
Kendrick fans knew more about what was happening with it than the Drake fans. Because I
yeah.
saw Drake fans reposted what Kendrick fans were saying and saying they bigger fans than we are. Which I'm just like, yeah.
Like I said, these two fan bases do the same thing. You'll see when Kingz dropped the video, Drake fans saying so much about it. You know what I mean? It's just because
Hmm.
they gonna go and watch it. Like, oh, what could I hate?
Yeah.
Like,
And I'm tired of it. B. I know we're never going to leave it. It's never going to
yeah,
go away. It might not go. It might not go away until that crowd ages out. But even then, there's going to be some grown man child still doing this stuff. Even
yeah.
though they're
It's so
still
crazy.
saying something about now.
It was so fun in the beginning, bro. It was so fun.
I had a
I
team I
remember
was rooting
being,
for. B. I was like, oh
bro.
yeah, I'm in the league now.
I was rooting for hip hop. I was just like, oh, this is dope. I'm on the freaking. I remember just being on the freaking treadmill outside, just like listen to even like just so hyped with push ups. Actually got the CDQ or whatever. Like,
Hmm.
man, this is crazy. And then when Euphoria dropped, bro, I was like, I remember being at work. I was getting trained because I just started a new position. And the guy that was training me, bro, he was like, I was like, Euphoria drop, bro. Like, hold up. I'm trying to listen. He talking to me. I'm like, I'm like, shut up, bro. I'm like, I'm like, yo, this freaking Kendrick Lamar diss track came out, bro. Like, what are you talking about? Leave me alone. I actually don't want to know anything today, bro. Like, let me put these headphones on. Let me, you know what
Hmm.
I'm saying? But nah, bro. But now look at it.
The aftermath. A year later, a video. I mean, a song that's not even tied to the beef. Still
Mm-hmm.
made about the beef.
Still made about the beef, but they'll be tied together forever. Be we just got to deal with it now. I came to that realization, like, yep, it's a wrap. So just gotta continue to live life. Be Drake and Kendrick are always tied to the hip.
Yeah.
They like wave what they
Them
call
Drake
it like
twins.
no they like wave greasing do rags, you know what I'm saying, just like four flats on the Cadillac, you know?
Hmm.
Go back like four flats on the Cadillac. Ah,
Oh
it's a
man.
wrap, bro. It's a wrap, so just gotta deal with it.
Y'all let us know what y'all think about that Drake No Kid music video, man.
Because bruh, I wasn't, you know,
Impressed.
I wasn't
Disappointed.
impressed of looking in depth like, oh my god, look how
So
he
B
moved his feet.
B, what were your expectations on this though? Was your expectations met? I think you don't
I
like the
didn't have
video
high
because
ex-
your expectations wasn't met.
no, I haven't I didn't really have high expectations of the music video. I
Hmm.
was like, it's Nokia. But when I like what I wanted from it when I heard, I mean when I saw it, I'm like, dang, what no color at? So
I wonder if
it
there's
is
going
what
to
it
be a
is.
colored version later on because you know
He
sometimes
not
they be doing. Yeah.
Drake gonna move on. He gonna try to do something else.
Mm.
Which he should. He
I
needs to
think that should
drop.
be some advice that other people should have.
Not the
That's just me
consumers
though.
be. They're gonna stay.
Yeah.
Not the consumers. But yeah.
Let us know what y'all think about the IKEA, Nokia music video down in the comment section down below.
Baby girl.
B, you got any closing notes for the show?
Yeah, I know we ended it off, man. My closing notes is Kendrick Lamar had the best verse. I know we rambled
Stop
on
that.
that
Stop
segment,
that.
but
Stop.
we
Then
wasn't
look,
gonna agree
we
with it.
gotta change we gotta change the whole we gotta change the whole topic name because we went off on that tangent. I'm gonna listen to Control after this just to make sure. Last I
Yeah,
checked, J Electronica had the best verse. But I'm gonna listen to this and I'm gonna come
yeah.
back next week. We gotta make this topic in next week.
Hmm.
Chase's
What's the
revisit.
verdict? What's the
Yeah, what's the
verdict?
verdict? The revisit. I think we should
Yeah.
put it in the what we've been jamming section so people can
Right, right.
so people can watch that
Okay.
part. So
All
yeah,
right, bet. But
yeah.
yeah, my whole
I think the
thing is
electronica still has it though.
we gonna see. I might re-listen to it because I didn't listen to it. You know, I
Hmm.
just And sometimes the guy that was reviewing it actually was breaking down "Free My Soul" because he was playing clips of Jay Electronica verse. But it is what it is. But yeah, man. Hey, everybody, just stay safe out here, man. You know, listen to your music, man. Jam your hip hop. I mean, discover some new artists. And if you do, let us know. Cause hey, I don't know what a new artist at be. Hip hop in trouble. We talked about it.
Facts. But apparently it's not though. That's what I've been told. Apparently it's not.
Yeah.
But yeah. Y'all let us know what y'all think about today's episode down in the comment section down below. Like I said, thank y'all guys for watching. If y'all are new and y'all haven't already after watching this luxurious and glorious hip hop show where we actually talk about the music, make sure you hit the subscribe button, like the video, and comment something to boost us within the algorithm. God dang it. Make sure to follow us on all of our social links as well. Check out the Google form down in the description down below if you are up and coming artists and potentially want your music to be reviewed. But like I said before, you can't be sensitive. Timestamps in the description, daily clips on the channel, and make sure to check out our solo shows. Let's have a conversation and a Dark Sage interlude.
Yeah.
But my name is Chase the Dark Sage.
I'm T.
Peace.
Peace.
Man, shout out to Beyond Beats and Culture.